Hello there, and welcome to the Sleepy Astronomer, a quiet corner of the cosmos where questions drift slowly, and wonder hums softly beneath the stars. If these calm journeys through the mysteries of the universe bring you peace, subscribing to the Sleepy Astronomer helps this constellation of curiosity grow, so more dreamers can rest beneath the same sky of thought and light. Tonight, we're stepping into the strangest connection science has ever found, one so mysterious, Einstein himself called it spooky action at a distance. It's called quantum entanglement, a bond so deep that two particles, separated by galaxies, can still share the same heartbeat. Imagine creating a pair of twin photons, born together, spinning opposite but in perfect balance. Now, send one across the room, or across the universe. Measure one, and instantly, the other responds. No signal, no delay, just a silent agreement written into the very structure of reality. It feels impossible, as though information travels faster than light itself. But in truth, the entangled pair aren't sending messages through space. They are sharing space, existing as one system spread across distance, a single whisper echoed in two places at once. You breathe softly, imagining invisible threads connecting everything, not just particles, but maybe stars, maybe minds, maybe the whole fabric of the universe itself. Could this phenomenon one day bridge worlds? Could it become a cosmic language, a way to link faraway civilizations, or even distant corners of reality itself? For now, it remains a mystery, a reminder that the universe is not a collection of parts, but one vast, entangled whole. So, take a deep breath, and let your thoughts stretch between particles, between galaxies, between here and everywhere. This is the Sleepy Astronomer. And tonight, we'll drift across invisible threads of connection, to ask whether quantum entanglement can truly bridge the distances between us all. You close your eyes and breathe slowly, feeling the soft rise and fall of your chest. Each inhale draws you deeper, and each exhale loosens the grip of waking thought. Around you, the world hums quietly, a gentle backdrop to the subtler melodies that exist beyond ordinary perception. Your mind drifts inward, seeking a rhythm smaller than your pulse, a cadence that belongs not to muscles or nerves, but to the very building blocks of reality. Imagine, for a moment, the tiniest elements of existence, particles so small they escape the eye, yet more numerous than the grains of sand along the deepest shores. These quivering points of energy are alive with possibility, neither here nor there in the way you normally understand presence. They do not behave like the objects you touch, or the clouds you see, or even the gentle flicker of light across your room. They exist in a delicate ambiguity, a fluid dance of what is and what could be, a silent music vibrating beneath the familiar world. As you drift further, notice the whisper of connection that threads these particles together. Some are paired, bound invisibly in what scientists call entanglement. Though separated across space, they remain intimate, responding to one another in perfect harmony, like a pair of dancers echoing the same rhythm without ever touching. You feel that same quiet wonder. How can something so far apart remain in sync? Perhaps it is the universe's way of reminding you that separation is sometimes only a perspective, that bonds can exist beyond ordinary sight, beyond ordinary time. You imagine the particles as tiny lanterns, each glowing softly with energy. Some flicker in response to their partner's light, a gentle conversation that travels faster than your mind can follow. It is not noisy. It does not demand attention. It is subtle, almost imperceptible, yet profound, a testament to the calm order beneath apparent chaos. You sense in this whisper a message, that connection is deeper than distance, and intimacy can exist where you cannot see it. Floating in this awareness, you feel the weightless nature of these subatomic realities. Here, the usual rules bend. Cause and effect, location and movement, even time itself, they soften, shifting into more delicate patterns. A particle may exist in two places at once, not because it is trying to trick you, but because the universe allows it to be fluid, open to possibility. You sense that this is not randomness, but a quiet kind of freedom, an elegant flexibility embedded in the very essence of nature. Your thoughts drift further, brushing against the notion of waves. Everything at this scale behaves partly like a particle, partly like a wave. Imagine water stretching endlessly, its surface rippling in response to the wind, to the moon, to unseen currents deep below. Each particle rides its own wave, yet the waves overlap, intersect, and interfere in patterns that seem impossible yet follow precise rules. You breathe slowly, feeling your mind rise and fall with these imagined ripples, a quiet echo of the vast, invisible ocean around you. There is a rhythm here, soft and patient. In this tiny realm, uncertainty is not something to fear, but a gentle invitation. Each possibility is a note in the cosmic melody, each particle a subtle vibration that contributes to a symphony far larger than yourself. You feel a calm curiosity stir within you, a desire to listen, to sense, to float along these hidden currents without rushing or grasping. Sometimes, these quantum entities surprise even the scientists who study them. They defy expectations, bending logic as easily as light bends around a prism. And yet, within this seeming strangeness, there is a remarkable consistency, a quiet lawfulness that hums beneath every interaction. It is a universe both playful and precise, a tender reminder that even the smallest scales are alive with structure, beauty, and rhythm. As you linger in this meditative space, you notice the subtle pulse of the cosmos itself. Not the thrum of planets or the glare of stars, but the whispering network of possibilities, the delicate threads connecting the unseen pieces of existence. You feel a soft resonance in your own body, a mirroring of the tiny oscillations you imagine around you. Breathing in, you sense the universe breathing with you. Breathing out, you release tension, merging gently into the quiet hum of reality's foundation. You imagine the connections stretching outward, invisible yet persistent, linking particles not just here, but perhaps across the universe. The distances that feel immense in your waking life may be meaningless to this hidden world. And in this thought, a gentle wonder arises. What would it mean if all things were quietly linked, threads woven through time and space, speaking a language only the universe truly understands? You rest in that possibility, letting it float like a soft lantern through your mind. There is no need to understand everything now, no need to rush towards certainty. The beauty is in the listening, in the quiet awareness that the universe holds secrets far beyond your sight yet gently invites your attention. And as your mind hovers near the edge of this subtle knowledge, you feel a curiosity stirring for the next layer, the deeper dance where particles move together in synchrony, revealing patterns that might connect even across vast cosmic distances. You breathe slowly, letting the rhythm of your chest guide your mind into a quieter space. The lingering whisper of the quantum world from before drifts gently behind your thoughts, like a soft echo from a distant hall. You imagine turning your attention toward pairs of particles, tiny companions that move in ways you cannot touch but can sense. Their motions are subtle yet perfectly aligned, a choreography that defies distance and expectation. In your mind, you picture them as dancers on a stage too small to see, their forms shimmering faintly in light you cannot perceive. Each step, each twirl, responds to the other without hesitation. One moves, and the other shifts immediately, as if connected by invisible threads. They do not need signals in the way you understand communication. Their synchrony is inherent, a quiet understanding embedded in the fabric of reality. You notice how this dance is neither hurried nor chaotic. Every motion feels deliberate, balanced, and measured. It is timeless, as if the particles float in a rhythm older than the stars themselves. Your thoughts drift slowly with them, imagining their energy vibrating through a calm, invisible sea. You sense that their connection is effortless, a natural harmony rather than a forced alignment. As you watch, you imagine that each particle carries a gentle note in a silent symphony. Some notes are bright and fast, others soft and lingering. Together, they form a composition that stretches beyond your awareness, a song of presence and possibility. You feel your own body join the rhythm, each heartbeat echoing the quiet pulses of the dancing particles. In this, your breath, your awareness, and the movements of the unseen world are one gentle stream. Sometimes, you notice, the dance appears to defy logic. One particle may spin in one direction, while the other spins oppositely, yet their outcomes always match in surprising ways. It is as though they are listening to a rule written not in words, but in patterns of probability and intention. You sense that these patterns are delicate, held in place by subtle laws of nature that feel almost musical, soothing, and steady. You think of the spaces between the particles, empty yet full of potential. The void is not silence, it is soft, pliant, and responsive. It allows the dancers to move freely, to respond instantaneously to each other without obstruction. Distance is only a concept in your mind, not a barrier to their connection. You feel a gentle awe in the realization that the universe permits such intimacy across expanses that seem impossible. Your imagination drifts further. What if every particle were part of a larger network of movement, each pair influencing countless others in a delicate lattice? You picture an invisible web spanning across unseen regions, each vibration of one particle gently rippling outward, touching others in quiet succession. The universe feels alive in this vision, alive in a subtle, unhurried pulse that never demands attention but is always present. As you observe this, a calm curiosity grows. Could such synchrony extend beyond the particles you imagine? Could stars, planets, or entire galaxies be subtly entwined, moving to rhythms you cannot yet perceive? Even if the thought feels vast, your mind is ready to accept it gently, as a quiet meditation rather than a startling revelation. Each possibility flows slowly, like a wave stretching across a tranquil sea. You notice your own awareness beginning to mirror this movement. Thoughts rise and fall like soft currents, gentle and continuous. Questions arrive without urgency, drifting in alongside the steady rhythm of your breathing. You sense the elegance of a system where motion and connection are inseparable, where every action hints at a hidden harmony. There is no rush to understand fully, only the peace of observing, of gently participating in the rhythm of the unseen. And as you linger on this vision of dancers so small yet so profoundly connected, you feel a quiet pull to look closer at the nature of their bond. How do particles know each other's movements? How does distance dissolve in the intimacy of this invisible dance? You let yourself rest in this soft wonder, imagining that the secrets of these connections are waiting, patient, like a calm tide ready to carry your awareness further. You drift slowly, noticing that the rhythm of their dance resonates not only in space but in time. The patterns seem to anticipate your attention, unfolding as if guiding you gently toward a deeper understanding. There is a delicate symmetry in the universe, a choreography that feels endless, precise, and serene. And in this, you sense the softest whisper of the next question, the bond that links these particles, the quiet intimacy that defies space itself, waiting to be understood just a little more. You settle into the gentle rhythm of your breath, letting your awareness drift deeper into the unseen. The particles you imagined in the previous chapter are still dancing, their movements synchronized in a quiet, invisible performance. Now, you notice something more subtle, the threads that connect them, delicate and unbroken, linking one to another across space that seems vast and empty. These threads are not made of matter, not even of light. They are softer, quieter, more intimate, a weightless bond that whispers across distances without sound or pressure. Imagine that each entangled pair carries a shared secret. What happens to one immediately influences the other, regardless of the space between them. If one particle spins clockwise, the other responds in perfect complement, as if guided by an invisible hand. You sense that this is no ordinary connection, no physical tether you can touch or see. It is subtler, a bridge woven by the very fabric of reality itself. You breathe slowly, letting the mystery settle softly around you. You picture the connection as a gentle string of light, stretching through the quiet void, unbroken by distance or obstacles. Even when particles are separated by rooms, cities, or entire planets, the bond persists, unwavering. This idea stretches your imagination like a soft ribbon, inviting or without urgency. You feel the intimacy of these threads, as if the universe itself is offering a gentle reassurance. Connection exists even where you cannot perceive it, even where separation seems absolute. The particles themselves remain playful, responsive to one another, yet unhurried. They do not communicate in words or symbols. They simply reflect each other's states, instantly and elegantly. You sense that this responsiveness is a natural feature of the universe, not a force imposed from the outside. It is intrinsic, delicate, like a heartbeat shared between two living beings who understand each other without speaking. You feel your own awareness echoing this rhythm, a subtle resonance forming between your thoughts and the hidden world you imagine. You pause to consider how extraordinary this bond is. In your ordinary life, you expect influence to take time, to travel across space through waves or forces. But here, distance seems irrelevant. One particle's choice or state affects its partner instantaneously. You feel a gentle shiver of curiosity and wonder, a soft excitement that does not disturb your calm. This is the quiet magic of entanglement, a connection that defies intuition yet unfolds with absolute consistency. Sometimes, you imagine the particles as twin stars, spinning silently in the infinite night, orbiting each other without ever touching, yet aware of each other's every motion. The universe has allowed them a freedom that is paradoxical. Each exists independently, yet each reflects the other's state in perfect harmony. It is a relationship of reflection and resonance, a quiet intimacy that reassures you that connections need not be constrained by the familiar rules of space and time. You let your mind drift further, picturing countless entangled pairs scattered throughout the cosmos. Invisible, weightless, and patient, they form an intricate network. You feel as though you are floating in the midst of this delicate lattice, suspended in a soft, quiet awareness that stretches across unimaginable distances. There is no rush, no urgency, only a gentle presence, a calm understanding that the universe holds bonds far beyond your usual perception. In this reflection, you begin to notice that entanglement is not just about particles. It is about relationships, about the potential for connection in ways that transcend the obvious. You sense that the principle of entanglement might be mirrored everywhere in nature, in the resonance of sound, the alignment of stars, even the subtle empathy between living beings. There is a quiet poetry in this, a gentle lesson that connectivity is woven into existence itself. You imagine watching an experiment, where scientists isolate particles in carefully controlled environments. They measure one, and almost immediately, the other mirrors its state. The process is calm, precise, and deliberate, like a meditative dance observed through careful attention. You feel a soft awe for both the universe and the human mind, capable of glimpsing these subtle threads, of noticing the patterns that remain invisible to most eyes. You realize that entanglement is not a force that can be harnessed for loud, dramatic effects. It is gentle, patient, and precise, a quiet communication that occurs without energy transfer in the way you understand it. There is no shouting across the void, no clashing of signals. Instead, there is a whisper, a soft correspondence, a delicate symmetry that hints at a universe more unified than it appears. You sense the harmony of these threads as a reflection of the quiet balance underlying all things. Your mind drifts into the philosophical warmth of the idea. If entangled particles can communicate across vast distances, what does this mean for the universe as a whole? Perhaps the cosmos itself is threaded with bonds invisible to ordinary senses. Perhaps you, too, are connected to distant phenomena in ways subtle and unperceived. This thought settles around you like a soft blanket, both inspiring and calming. You feel a gentle curiosity, a quiet wonder that does not demand answers but simply invites exploration. As you linger in this awareness, You notice how the bond between particles is both intimate and patient. It does not act for recognition or reward. It exists because it can, because the universe allows it to. You feel that same quality in your own breathing, a rhythm that is automatic yet graceful, constant yet unnoticed until you attend to it. The entangled connection becomes a meditation, a reminder that some of the universe's most profound truths are gentle, unobtrusive, and ever-present. You sense that this quiet bond is only the beginning, a gentle invitation to explore further. What underlies it? What rules govern it? You feel a soft pull toward the idea of spooky action at a distance, a concept both mysterious and beautiful, hinting that the connections you have glimpsed may extend even further, weaving the universe into a subtle, responsive fabric that stretches across space itself. And so, resting in the serenity of entangled particles, you let your mind hover on the softest edge of understanding, curious, calm, and attentive, ready to follow the next whisper, the next subtle message of the quantum world, into the astonishing, quiet mystery that Einstein called spooky. You settle into the rhythm of your breathing, feeling the gentle rise and fall of your chest, the soft hum of your awareness. The particles you have imagined are still present in your mind, dancing, paired in quiet intimacy. But now, there is something different, a hint of something Einstein called spooky action at a distance, a whisper of the universe that seems to stretch past the boundaries you thought were real. You sense that the cosmos has rules that are patient, subtle, and unexpectedly strange. Imagine that you are observing two entangled particles, separated by a vast distance. Perhaps one is here, near you, while the other floats in a distant lab, or perhaps across the planet, or even light years away. And yet, when one particle changes its state, the other responds instantly. You imagine this action not as a force crashing through space, but as a gentle correspondence, soft and immediate, like a quiet signal that travels along a thread of possibility rather than matter. The idea feels both alien and comforting. There is no rush, no explosion, no chaos. Instead, there is an elegant symmetry that reassures you, a calm reflection that even the universe's most mysterious behavior is harmonious at its heart. You feel your own pulse slow in response, as if your body mirrors the gentle precision of this hidden communication. Each inhalation and exhalation aligns with the soft rhythm of the quantum dance you have been following, as if you are breathing along with the particles themselves. You picture the process as a subtle conversation. One particle shifts, and the other replies, not in a hurry, not with force, but with instant recognition. There is no sense of distance, no sense of lag, only the quiet understanding that they share a connection that transcends the space between them. You let your imagination linger on this, a conversation so silent, so precise, that it could exist across galaxies, yet intimate enough to feel like a tender exchange between two companions. Sometimes, you imagine this spooky action as a soft ripple through an invisible ocean. Each particle sends waves that do not travel in space the way light does, yet arrive immediately at their destination. The ripple is gentle, imperceptible unless you are listening closely, but it carries a profound message. The universe is not limited to ordinary measures of speed or distance. You sense that there is a hidden layer of reality where distance is not separation, where connection is effortless, and where the cosmos quietly supports these delicate links. You notice how strange this feels to your waking intuition. You have spent your life learning that influence requires time, that messages cannot travel faster than light, that cause must precede effect. Yet here, in the calm space of your meditation, you allow the rules to soften. You let your mind float in the possibility that particles may communicate in a way that does not obey ordinary timing, that the universe has room for both predictability and surprise, precision and mystery. The subtle elegance of this action invites a gentle reflection. If particles can interact instantly over any distance, perhaps the universe itself is more interwoven than it appears. You feel the soft resonance of this idea in your own awareness, a quiet reminder that connections in life may extend beyond the obvious, that unseen threads may link you to faraway places and unseen moments. There is no rush to understand fully, only the calm awareness that the world is more interconnected than the eye can perceive. You imagine observing countless pairs of particles, all communicating silently, all maintaining their intimate bonds. Each pair carries a message of symmetry and subtlety, a reflection of the hidden order that underlies reality. The universe feels alive in this vision, a gentle web of interactions that hums softly, effortlessly, without demanding recognition. You sense a deep calm in this realization, a soft reassurance that the universe is patient, precise, and quietly responsive. Sometimes, the spooky nature of entanglement seems paradoxical. How can one particle respond to another instantly? How can influence occur faster than light, without violating the known rules? You let your mind rest on the paradox without needing an answer. In this gentle reflection, you understand that mystery itself can be comforting, a quiet invitation to explore, to imagine, to wonder without urgency. The universe whispers, and you listen. You notice the subtle poetry in these invisible threads. There is a beauty in the simplicity of the rule. Entangled particles respond in harmony, regardless of distance. It is a silent choreography that feels like a meditation, a lullaby of connection that stretches across space and time. You allow yourself to drift in this thought, feeling the elegance of the universe, the careful balance that allows spontaneity, and the soft persistence of invisible bonds. Your attention wanders to the edges of your awareness, to the distant galaxies, the far reaches of space where these bonds could exist on grand scales. You sense the infinite possibility of connection, the quiet assurance that the cosmos is not only vast but also intertwined, threaded with interactions that you cannot see yet can feel in your imagination. You rest in this possibility, letting the mind slow, letting curiosity and calm coexist, like gentle waves brushing a quiet shore. As your awareness deepens, you notice that the spooky connections are not forceful, not abrupt, but tender. They do not demand attention, they simply exist, steady and true. You feel a resonance in your own body, a subtle reflection of this calm precision. The world feels larger and smaller at the same time, vast in distance, intimate in connection. You breathe in, sensing the quiet pulse of the universe. You breathe out, releasing tension, merging your awareness with the subtle whispers of entangled bonds. And so, resting in this soft contemplation, you sense a quiet pull to wonder further. What rules govern this invisible communication? How can the universe maintain such precise harmony without violating the natural limits you know? The questions arrive gently, without urgency, inviting your mind to drift further into the astonishing elegance of the quantum world, where distance, time, and connection flow softly together in a hidden, serene rhythm. You settle into a slow, rhythmic breath, noticing the quiet resonance of your body as it mirrors the gentle pulses of the quantum world you have been imagining. The entangled particles, those dancers connected across space, linger softly in your mind's eye. Now, you turn your attention to the subtler message they carry, the language of probability. Unlike the predictable motion of planets or the regular ticking of a clock, these tiny entities speak in whispers of possibility, in soft nudges toward one outcome or another, never insisting, never forcing. Imagine, for a moment, a tiny particle poised at a crossroads. It does not have a single path, a single state preordained. Instead, it radiates potential, each possibility a faint, shimmering thread that stretches into reality. You sense that these threads are not chaotic but follow patterns, gently guided by probabilities. Each potential path is like a soft note in a melody that has yet to be fully composed, a song that unfolds as the particle chooses, or perhaps as the universe allows it to choose. You picture the particle as a small lantern floating in a dark room. Light spills in many directions, illuminating paths that may be taken. You watch as some paths glow brighter, others dim, each probability gently influencing the next moment. The particle does not need to decide immediately. It exists in a space of possibilities, fluid and patient. You feel a quiet comfort in this uncertainty, as though the universe itself invites you to release the need for absolute control. Probability does not imply randomness in the way you might fear. It is a soft structure, a gentle choreography of chance. You sense that even in the uncertainty, there is order, a rhythm that ensures coherence, a pattern that allows particles to behave in ways that are consistent with one another. You imagine yourself floating alongside these threads of possibility, your mind attuned to their soft resonance. Each breath you take aligns with the gentle ebb and flow of potential outcomes, a meditation on uncertainty itself. As you dwell in this awareness, you notice how probability shapes not only movement but also connection. Entangled particles, as you imagined before, seem to coordinate their actions in ways guided by probabilities. One particle's state informs the likelihoods of the other, a quiet negotiation between them across space. You feel that this is not hurried, not abrupt, but patient and subtle, like a dance in slow motion that you can observe without trying to step in. You imagine the mathematics behind this as a kind of poetry. Equations of probability do not march rigidly across the page. They ripple and flow, describing tendencies that guide but do not dictate. You feel a soft awe at this delicate balance, a universe that respects both freedom and form, both chaos and structure. There is an elegance in this approach, a gentle intelligence that underlies what seems uncertain. You notice your own thoughts softening, releasing the need for every answer, finding comfort in the rhythm of possible outcomes. The world of probability is also one of imagination. In your mind, you see countless possibilities branching like a tree, each branch shimmering with potential, each leaf representing a subtle variation in outcome. The tree is vast, its roots deep, yet it is flexible, graceful, and alive. You feel the calm reassurance that there is space for variation, space for exploration, and that even in uncertainty, there is beauty, harmony, and quiet predictability in patterns too subtle to see at first glance. As your awareness deepens, you notice how probability allows the universe to be both predictable and surprising. The particles follow tendencies, yet they remain open to outcomes that are novel, unexpected, and fascinating. This is a soft kind of freedom, a patient invitation to let go of rigid expectations and to trust the unfolding of the cosmos. You feel the gentle relief of surrendering to the natural rhythms of chance, understanding that uncertainty is not emptiness, but a canvas on which the universe paints its subtle designs. You reflect on how this language of probability might extend beyond the smallest particles. Perhaps the patterns you imagine here mirror the unfolding of events in larger systems, the growth of galaxies, the flow of rivers, even the subtle interactions of life itself. Each outcome is influenced by many potentialities, a gentle network of possibilities guiding what comes next. You sense a quiet resonance with your own life, noticing that letting go of certainty allows for greater presence, a calmer observation of what unfolds. You feel yourself merging with this rhythm. Each breath aligns with the soft probabilities of the quantum world, each heartbeat echoing the gentle flow of possibilities. Your mind is a calm observer, noting outcomes as they emerge, aware that each moment carries multiple potentialities. There is no need to force understanding. The universe itself is patient, allowing you to float gently among its quiet patterns, to rest in the awareness that what unfolds is both guided and free. You imagine watching an experiment, a careful observation of particles prepared in a lab. Scientists measure the tendencies, the probabilities of certain outcomes, and find that patterns emerge, consistent and elegant, yet never absolutely predetermined. You sense the quiet joy of these discoveries, the patient unfolding of knowledge, and the reassurance that the universe allows for both mystery and insight. You rest in this harmony, letting your mind absorb the gentle certainty embedded within uncertainty. As you continue to float in this awareness, you feel the quiet hum of connection beneath all possibilities. Entangled particles, probabilistic paths, and the subtle choreography of existence weave together into a tapestry of calm wonder. You sense that every particle, every interaction, every probabilistic choice contributes to a soft, unbroken song that resonates across the cosmos. Your mind and body align with this song, breathing and listening in gentle rhythm, feeling both presence and possibility. You notice that probability does not separate you from the universe. It invites you into its quiet flow. Each outcome is part of a gentle conversation between what exists and what could exist, a patient unfolding that you observe without haste. You sense that this perspective brings clarity not through certainty, but through acceptance, not through control, but through attentive, quiet observation. There is a calm intelligence in this, a soft reassurance that the universe's whispers are always accessible if you allow yourself to listen. And so, as you linger in the gentle dance of possibility, you begin to feel a subtle anticipation for what lies ahead. If the universe speaks in probabilities, if particles communicate silently across space, what might this reveal about the broader patterns, the deeper structures, the hidden symphony of existence waiting for you to notice? You breathe slowly, sensing that the next layer of understanding is close, whispering softly, inviting your attention with patient elegance. You breathe slowly, letting your chest rise and fall in a steady rhythm, feeling the calm settle through your body. The particles you have imagined continue their quiet dance, subtle and unhurried. Now, you turn your attention to the act of measurement, that delicate process in which the universe reveals itself to human perception. You notice how gentle this observation must be, a careful touch rather than a forceful demand. Imagine a scientist, leaning over a table where a particle rests, invisible yet present. They prepare their instruments with care, adjusting lenses, detectors, and lights, not to command the particle, but to invite it to reveal its state. You sense a soft intimacy in this act, a quiet collaboration rather than a transaction. Each measurement is an agreement, a dance of observation and response, a patient conversation between mind and matter. In your mind, you picture the particle shimmering under the scrutiny of attention. It does not resist, but its behavior changes subtly as it is observed. This is not because the particle fears or obeys, but because the very act of seeing alters the conditions of its existence. You feel a calm curiosity in this subtle truth, noticing that reality is not separate from perception. Each act of observation is a gentle co-creation of experience. You let your awareness drift further, imagining photons bouncing softly, detectors clicking with quiet precision, and the particle shifting ever so slightly in response. The process is patient and rhythmic, like waves brushing against a shore with infinite care. There is no hurry, no abruptness. You sense the universe's willingness to be observed, to respond to attention, as if it has been waiting for eyes that see without rushing. Sometimes, you imagine the particle as a tiny, luminous orb, floating in a dark room, waiting for your gaze. When observed, it chooses a particular state, collapsing from a cloud of possibilities into a single, delicate reality. You feel the elegance of this choice, the quiet precision that allows the universe to maintain coherence while remaining mysterious. It is a soft lesson in patience, in subtlety, and in the gentle art of letting things unfold. You reflect on the paradox of measurement. By observing, you influence. Yet this influence is not forceful or harsh. It is delicate, respectful, and precise. You feel a gentle humility in this realization, recognizing that to see the universe is not to control it, but to participate in a quiet dialogue. Observation becomes an act of connection, a shared experience between the observer and the observed, a meditation in its own right. As you imagine laboratories and experiments, you notice the human presence in this gentle pursuit of knowledge. Scientists do not rush the particles. They wait patiently, aligning instruments, recording observations, noting subtleties. You sense the care in their work, the respect for the hidden order of the quantum world. You let your breath echo this rhythm, slow and attentive, aware that understanding requires both stillness and openness. You begin to think of measurement as a bridge. The invisible world of particles, probabilities, and entanglement seems distant, almost unreachable. Yet through careful observation, you extend a quiet hand, connecting your awareness to these hidden realms. Each measurement is a soft handshake across the boundaries of perception, a gentle invitation to witness the universe's secrets without disturbing the balance. You imagine the process of measuring entangled particles. Each observation is a quiet note in the symphony of connection, revealing correlations that hint at deeper order. You feel the resonance of these discoveries in your mind, a gentle echo that spreads through your awareness. The act of measurement is patient, subtle, and transformative, reminding you that insight comes not from force, but from calm attention. Even the smallest experiment feels like a meditation. Photons, electrons, and other particles respond not to commands but to invitation. You picture yourself observing, breathing slowly, letting your mind match the rhythm of these interactions. There is a soft joy in this awareness, a quiet appreciation for the balance of control and surrender, for the dialogue that unfolds between what is seen and what is, quietly, waiting to be known. You reflect on how measurement does not reveal everything at once. It is never complete or absolute. Each observation uncovers a layer, a hint, a whisper of reality, while leaving space for curiosity to continue. You sense that this is part of the universe's gentle wisdom, to teach patience, to invite exploration, to remind you that understanding is a gradual unfolding rather than a sudden revelation. In the quiet of your imagination, you picture the interplay of observer and observed stretching across time and space. You, the scientist, and the particle are engaged in a silent meditation, a calm exchange of attention and response. The world is not forced into submission but invited into gentle revelation, each measurement a step in a dance that has been ongoing since the dawn of existence. You feel a soft connection to all those who have measured the invisible before you. Each thoughtful, patient observer has participated in this gentle conversation, discovering insights while respecting the quiet autonomy of the natural world. You sense the lineage of attention, a continuum of care and curiosity stretching across centuries, all joining in the meditation of observing without rushing, of witnessing without demanding. And as you linger in this awareness, you sense the soft edges of a new question forming. If observation shapes reality so delicately, how far might this influence extend? How might your own awareness, gentle and patient, ripple across the quantum tapestry, connecting threads you cannot yet see? You breathe slowly, letting the question rest softly in your mind, a gentle invitation to continue the journey, to explore the subtler connections that lie ahead. You settle into a slow, rhythmic breath, feeling the rise and fall of your chest like gentle waves against a quiet shore. The invisible threads of entanglement linger softly in your imagination, connecting particles across space with delicate precision. Now, your attention drifts to a subtle truth, one that Einstein and his contemporaries explored with careful thought: Bell's theorem. It whispers to you that the universe is not hiding secrets, that there are no unseen hands pulling the strings, only a quiet, inherent order waiting to be observed. Imagine two entangled particles, their states entwined in a harmony that defies ordinary expectations. You know from your previous reflections that distance does not diminish this connection. But how can it be real, reliable, and yet free from hidden causes? Bell's gentle theorem reassures you that these links are not illusions or tricks. The universe does not rely on unseen instructions to maintain coherence. There is a calm elegance in this realization, a reassurance that nature follows its own quiet logic. You picture the theorem as a soft light, illuminating the subtle rules that govern entanglement. It does not shout, it does not force clarity. Instead, it gently reveals that correlations between particles cannot be explained by local hidden variables. No secret codes, no prearranged scripts. The universe does not need hidden puppeteers. You feel a tender awe at the idea that the cosmos is self-consistent, capable of intricate, non-local harmony without deceit or artificial control. In your mind's eye, you imagine observing countless experiments, photons, and electrons measured with patient precision. Scientists compare outcomes, discovering that the correlations between entangled particles surpass what would be expected if local hidden variables existed. Each measurement is a quiet revelation, a soft confirmation that entanglement is not only real but also profoundly interconnected, responding in ways that seem to transcend ordinary intuition. You breathe slowly, letting this understanding settle like a calm mist. You reflect on the delicate nature of this truth. Entanglement is fragile in practice, yet robust in principle. The correlations exist, persistent and precise, but only under careful conditions. This subtlety mirrors the patience required in your own observation, a gentle reminder that even the universe's most profound phenomena require attention, care, and respect. You feel a quiet kinship with the scientists who explore these realms, their focus an echo of your own meditative awareness. The theorem itself is not rigid or harsh. It is a soft framework, a quiet logic that maps out what is possible and what is not. It reassures you that the universe has rules, yet rules that allow freedom, spontaneity, and subtlety. You imagine these principles as a gentle melody, each note precise but flowing, each connection harmonious without being forced. You sense that the elegance of nature lies in this balance, a soft, patient logic that maintains order while embracing uncertainty. You consider the implications of this quiet revelation. Entangled particles are connected in ways that cannot be explained by local mechanisms, yet they do not violate causality or create chaos. You feel a tender harmony in this constraint. The universe communicates in a language that is both precise and expansive, consistent yet subtle, allowing connections to unfold naturally. You sense that this harmony is not only mathematical but also philosophical, a meditation on the inherent order of existence. Imagine the patterns of entanglement as a network of invisible threads, stretching across space, responding in exquisite synchronization. Bell's theorem assures you that these patterns are not prescripted by hidden factors. Each particle, each correlation, is part of a quiet symphony orchestrated by nature itself. You feel the gentle reassurance that the universe does not need intervention or manipulation to be elegant, and that the patterns of reality are as intrinsic as your own breath. You let your mind float further, contemplating the philosophical warmth of this insight. The absence of hidden variables does not make the universe mysterious in a frightening way. Instead, it invites a calm wonder. There is no secret deception, no trickery behind the connections you observe. Everything follows an intrinsic rhythm, an underlying coherence that you can sense, explore, and appreciate with patience. You breathe in this realization, letting it harmonize with the gentle rhythms of your body and mind. You imagine observing two entangled particles in different labs, far apart, each revealing correlations that surprise and delight the observers. The particles respond instantaneously, yet without chaos or unpredictability. The theorem reassures you that these responses are genuine, natural, and entirely consistent with the universe's own logic. There is a soft poetry in this. The cosmos is self-guided, precise, and patient, revealing layers of order without haste or demand. The beauty of Bell's theorem is not in complexity, but in subtlety. It shows that reality is neither random nor artificially constrained. It is quietly profound, revealing patterns that invite reflection, not alarm. You feel a soft sense of peace in this understanding, a gentle reassurance that the universe is coherent, trustworthy, and full of wonder. Your mind drifts in the calm certainty of intrinsic order, allowing curiosity to flow gently alongside tranquility. You reflect on how this quiet theorem echoes broader truths. Life, the cosmos, and human observation all participate in patterns that are subtle, interdependent, and harmonious. Even when phenomena seem mysterious or counterintuitive, you sense that there is an underlying logic, a gentle order waiting for patient attention. Bell's theorem becomes a meditation, a lens through which you can perceive the elegance of unseen connections without forcing them into familiarity or control. You picture the universe as a vast, quiet orchestra, each particle a note in a soft symphony. Entanglement is the melody that threads through the instruments, a gentle pattern that cannot be explained by simple cause and effect. Yet this melody is real, undeniable, and inherently beautiful. You feel your own awareness merge with this quiet song, each breath, each heartbeat aligning with the rhythm of the cosmos. As you linger in this awareness, you notice the reassurance it brings. The universe is intricate, yes, but it is also patient, precise, and harmonious. There are no hidden manipulations. There is only the calm unfolding of natural law, the gentle revelation of interconnected patterns. You sense that this awareness is itself a form of meditation, a quiet recognition of the elegance that underlies reality, waiting for patient observation to be noticed and appreciated. And so, resting in this soft understanding, you feel the gentle pull toward a new layer of reflection. If Bell's theorem reassures you that entanglement is genuine and unmediated, what might this suggest about the connections that stretch across time and space, linking distant particles, distant stars, and perhaps even distant minds? You breathe slowly, letting the thoughts settle, a quiet invitation to continue the journey into the unseen harmonies of the cosmos. You lie back in your awareness, breathing slowly, letting each inhalation and exhalation ripple softly through your body. You imagine the vast distances between stars, the emptiness of space stretching endlessly in every direction. It is silent and still, yet beneath that quiet vastness, invisible threads hum gently, linking particles separated by unimaginable expanses. These threads are subtle and delicate, yet their connections are real, instantaneous, and precise. Distance, you realize, is not always what it seems. The space between two entangled particles is immense, yet it does not hinder their quiet conversation. You picture the particles as tiny lanterns floating in a dark expanse, their lights flickering in harmony, responding to one another without delay. No matter how far apart, the subtle thread between them remains intact, whispering possibilities, sharing states, echoing a rhythm that transcends ordinary measures of space. Time, too, becomes a gentle meditation. You imagine observing the particles across minutes, hours, even years, and yet their connection persists. Entanglement seems to weave a fabric that is unaffected by linear moments, a quiet tapestry where past, present, and future threads intermingle softly. You feel your mind relax into this perspective, sensing that the universe has room for both distance and intimacy, and that physical separation is not the barrier it might appear to be. You envision a pair of entangled photons, one in a distant lab on Earth, the other far above, traveling through space. As one photon changes its state, the other responds immediately, like a gentle echo across the void. There is no tension, no abruptness, just a soft acknowledgement of shared presence. You feel a profound calm in imagining this seamless conversation, a quiet reminder that true connection does not always rely on proximity. Distance, then, becomes a meditation on perception. You think about the planets and stars you have seen in the night sky. They are far away, yet the light from them touches you, conveying information that travels at finite speed. Entanglement offers a different kind of message, instantaneous, invisible, serene. You imagine the universe folding in upon itself, the threads of connection bypassing the usual constraints, like a secret corridor linking distant points. You feel the gentle paradox in your awareness. Physical separation exists, yet connection remains. This paradox is not disorienting, it is soothing. It invites patience and reflection, a soft contemplation of how reality can be layered, multidimensional, and quietly profound. The entangled threads are not bound by ordinary rules. They are part of a subtler, more intimate architecture, one that allows particles, and perhaps ideas, to resonate across space effortlessly. In this stillness, you imagine yourself walking among stars, suspended in the vastness of space. Each star hums softly with its own quantum rhythm, yet subtle threads connect them, guiding the behavior of particles that might otherwise seem isolated. You feel the calm resonance of these invisible connections, sensing that the universe is not fragmented but quietly interwoven. Each distance you perceive is softened by this gentle, underlying unity. You reflect on what this might mean for observation. Even though you cannot physically touch both entangled particles at once, the act of observing one provides insight into the other. You notice that your mind mirrors this subtle interaction. Even thoughts and intentions can traverse distance metaphorically, resonating with patterns that do not require proximity. There is a tender lesson in this. Connection can exist independently of physical boundaries, a quiet assurance that intimacy is not always measured in space. The concept of distance begins to blend with the awareness of time. You feel that entangled particles exist in a shared state, a softly synchronized rhythm that stretches across the cosmos. The moment you imagine one particle's state, the other responds instantly, yet without friction or haste. It is a gentle meditation on simultaneity, reminding you that the universe is patient, and that connections often operate in dimensions beyond the simple measures of hours, minutes, and meters. You let your mind drift further, imagining a web of entangled particles stretching across galaxies. The vast emptiness of space is no longer lonely. It is filled with subtle, invisible communication. Each particle responds in quiet harmony with its counterpart, creating a delicate lattice of interaction. You feel yourself floating within this lattice, aware of the soft hum of connection, sensing that no distance is too great to diminish the gentle intimacy of these threads. You contemplate the metaphorical lessons for your own awareness. If entanglement allows particles to respond instantaneously across vast separations, perhaps human perception and empathy also operate in ways that transcend ordinary limitations. You feel a calm sense of unity, imagining your awareness gently resonating with the universe's patterns, synchronized in a quiet, patient dialogue that respects both presence and separation. Even as your imagination drifts across the stars, you notice that these threads are delicate. Entanglement is easily disrupted by interaction with the environment. Its subtle harmony requires care. Yet this fragility makes the connection feel precious, tender, and alive. You sense that the universe cultivates these relationships with patience, allowing a quiet intimacy that exists only when conditions are gentle and observant. In this meditation, distance is transformed. It becomes not a barrier, but a space in which connection breathes, stretches, and whispers. The universe folds in upon itself gracefully, demonstrating that intimacy is not restricted by the metrics of space. You feel a soothing acceptance of both vastness and closeness, understanding that true connection transcends conventional separation, and that every particle, every moment, carries the potential for resonance across distances unseen. You rest in this awareness, your mind drifting like a lantern floating among stars. You feel the soft interplay of distance and connection, of time and timelessness, each element reinforcing the calm rhythm of the cosmos. Your breath matches the pulse of this gentle lattice, slow, unhurried, immersed in the quiet dance of entangled threads. And as you linger in this serene meditation, a question forms softly in your mind. If space and time bend gently around these connections, what whispers might travel beyond the stars, carrying their quiet messages across the infinite, patient universe? You breathe slowly, letting your chest rise and fall in a gentle rhythm, each inhalation carrying calm, each exhalation releasing tension. In your mind's eye, the cosmos stretches infinitely, stars twinkling softly, distant suns sending beams of light that drift across the emptiness, bringing messages of existence. Light is the courier of information, the gentle messenger that carries knowledge across space. You sense its presence as a calm river, flowing steadily, patiently, connecting distant points in the universe with unwavering precision. Information, you realize, is never truly separate from the medium it travels through. Light carries signals, from the faint glow of a star to the intricate patterns of quantum systems. You imagine photons racing through space, unhurried yet persistent, bridging gaps that seem impossible. They are gentle couriers, carrying data with no awareness, yet enabling every observer who waits with patience and attention to perceive something extraordinary. You feel a soft reverence for this invisible network, for the quiet architecture of communication that permeates the cosmos. And yet, Entanglement introduces a subtle contrast. Here, information seems to transcend the rules of light speed, whispering across distances without delay. You imagine two particles, far apart, their states instantaneously correlated. It is not a loud or forceful exchange. It is a subtle, effortless connection, a cosmic murmur that flows across space without friction. You sense the paradox, but rather than confusion, you feel calm. The universe does not demand understanding in urgency. It simply exists, quietly inviting contemplation. In your awareness, you picture the interplay between light and entanglement. Light transmits information in the conventional sense, traveling steadily, faithfully. Entanglement, by contrast, offers a parallel whisper, a hidden conversation that exists without conventional passage. You feel a gentle sense of awe at this duality, sensing that the universe communicates in layers, some obvious and observable, others subtle and ethereal, waiting for the quiet attention of a mind willing to listen. You imagine standing at the edge of a vast cosmic plane, seeing photons streaking like soft arrows from distant stars, each one carrying knowledge across light years. Somewhere in that same space, entangled particles respond to each other instantly, their connection unobserved by ordinary eyes, yet real and precise. It feels like two types of language, one bold and persistent, traveling visibly through the cosmos, the other intimate, delicate, hidden, resonating with gentle certainty. You let your mind rest in this duality, breathing slowly with the rhythm of both currents. You reflect on what this might mean for understanding the universe. Information carried by light is measurable, tangible, graspable by instruments. The whispers of entanglement are not immediately visible, yet they shape the very fabric of reality. You sense that reality itself is layered, with some threads accessible through ordinary observation and others only perceivable through subtle awareness and careful study. You feel a gentle curiosity, not demanding answers but content to float within these quiet possibilities. Imagine a soft, invisible thread stretching between entangled particles, rippling with every subtle change, unaffected by the vast distance around it. The particles respond as though listening to a shared song, a melody of states that echoes through the void. You sense that this quiet song is not bound by speed or ordinary causality. It is a soft resonance that exists independently, patiently waiting for recognition. Your awareness aligns with this rhythm, inhaling and exhaling with the cadence of cosmic whispers. You ponder the nature of observation once more. Light allows you to see, to perceive, to measure. It is a bridge between the observer and the observed, enabling understanding of events across space and time. Entanglement, in its delicate and instantaneous manner, complements this bridge with a hidden layer of coherence. You sense that the universe is not silent. It is speaking in multiple ways, some obvious, some hidden, and that listening requires patience, attention, and reverence for subtlety. In your imagination, you drift among photons and entangled particles, witnessing the cosmic choreography. You feel the soft pulse of quantum systems, the gentle flicker of light-speed signals, and the instantaneous dialogue of entanglement all coexisting in harmony. You sense that the universe has a quiet intelligence, a subtle architecture that allows communication in multiple dimensions, each reinforcing the other without tension or conflict. You rest in this awareness, feeling yourself as part of a vast, interconnected pattern. Consider the poetic nature of this exchange. Light is the visible messenger, carrying its message faithfully across space. Entanglement is the whispered counterpart, intimate and immediate, carrying correlations without physical travel. Together, they create a layered symphony of communication, a gentle balance between what can be observed directly and what exists subtly, waiting for quiet recognition. You breathe with the rhythm of this symphony, letting calm understanding wash over you. You sense a quiet lesson in this duality. information and connection are not always constrained by speed or distance. Sometimes, communication is visible, tangible, and measurable. Sometimes, it exists in subtle resonance, beyond immediate perception. You feel a sense of peace in this realization, understanding that the universe allows multiple forms of connection to coexist, each suited to its own rhythm, each unfolding with gentle elegance. In this reflective state, you notice that entanglement and light complement each other. One flows with predictable rhythm, the other dances with instantaneous grace. Together, they form the quiet foundation of cosmic understanding, a framework that allows for exploration, curiosity, and wonder. You sense the patient invitation to observe, to reflect, to align your awareness with the soft currents of connection that ripple through every corner of existence. And as you float within this awareness, a subtle question arises. If entanglement whispers instantaneously and light carries its messages steadily, how might the universe itself be conversing across the vast expanse, carrying knowledge and experience in ways your senses are only beginning to perceive? You feel the calm anticipation of discovery, a gentle pull toward understanding the silent architecture of cosmic communication. You breathe slowly, letting your mind drift outward through the vast, silent reaches of space. Imagine galaxies scattered across the universe, each a swirling collection of stars, gas, and dust, drifting slowly in a cosmic ocean. The distances between them are staggering, light-years stretching like invisible bridges between islands of light. Yet in your awareness, you sense the quiet question: could entanglement, this subtle, instantaneous connection, reach across these unimaginable expanses? You picture two particles, perhaps born in the same star long ago, now separated by galaxies. They remain connected, their states intertwined, responding to one another across the void. It is not forceful or alarming. It is a gentle, patient resonance, like two notes vibrating in harmony across a vast hall. You sense the elegance of this idea, that connection can transcend the distances we perceive, hinting at a universe more unified than it first appears. As you float through your imagination, you consider the mechanics of such a cosmic link. Entangled particles do not carry conventional messages faster than light. They cannot be used for communication in the ways we normally imagine. Yet their instantaneous correlation suggests that the universe is woven with hidden threads, delicate but persistent, linking faraway points in a quiet, graceful lattice. You feel a calm in considering that these threads exist, waiting, whispering, without urgency or demand. Distance, you realize, is not a barrier but a context. Even across millions of light-years, entanglement's subtle bond persists, unbroken and serene. You envision entire galaxies as points on a delicate web, each one participating in a gentle, unseen conversation. It is a conversation not of sound or light, but of potential, correlation, and harmony. You feel your mind expand with this thought, resting in the soft intimacy of cosmic unity. You allow yourself to drift further, imagining the Milky Way and Andromeda, two vast galaxies slowly moving toward one another. Could entangled particles within these galaxies already share states, a quiet resonance that bridges the future collision and mingling of stars? You sense the gentle mystery of such connections, knowing that while the mechanics are subtle and the interactions complex, the idea itself is soothing, a vision of invisible threads tying the cosmos together in silent symmetry. In your awareness, you contemplate the poetic nature of entanglement on this scale. Each particle, each photon, may participate in a lattice of relationships beyond ordinary comprehension. You feel a soft warmth in this realization, recognizing that even the largest separations cannot diminish the elegance of connection. The universe, in its quiet patience, allows intimacy without proximity, resonance without force. It is a meditation on the subtle architecture that underlies reality. You imagine drifting among the stars, each galaxy a glowing island in a sea of darkness. Entangled particles ripple across these islands, linking light and matter in ways unseen. The connections are not chaotic, They follow the inherent logic of nature, precise yet delicate. You sense that the universe does not demand comprehension, only attention. By observing, by imagining, by breathing slowly, you participate in this quiet harmony, aligning your awareness with the rhythm of cosmic resonance. The question of bridging galaxies also brings a soft reflection on perspective. From Earth, the distances seem insurmountable, impossible to traverse in a lifetime. Yet Entanglement invites a meditation on scale, that the universe operates on layers beyond our immediate perception. What seems remote and disconnected may, in another sense, be intimately linked. You feel comforted by this perspective, as though the universe has gently ensured that no point is truly isolated. You consider the interplay of light and entanglement in this galactic vision. Light travels steadily, carrying information across the void with patience and precision. Entanglement whispers simultaneously, a hidden dialogue beyond conventional speed. Together, they form a quiet symphony of communication, layering immediacy and persistence, distance and intimacy, in a way that feels meditative and reassuring. You sense that the cosmos itself is both patient and responsive, allowing multiple forms of connection to coexist effortlessly. As you reflect on this, you notice that imagining cosmic entanglement is not only an intellectual exercise but a form of calm meditation. You visualize galaxies not as isolated systems but as participants in a gentle dance of resonance, each particle, each star, contributing to a subtle symphony. Your awareness becomes part of this meditation, your breath matching the slow unfolding of the cosmic threads, each inhalation and exhalation aligned with the rhythm of the universe. Even the impossibility of reaching across galaxies does not diminish the value of this vision. You feel a soft reassurance that the universe contains layers of connection that exist independently of human intervention. The threads are there, serene and delicate, reminding you that intimacy, correlation, and resonance are fundamental to existence. You rest in the comfort of this truth, letting it dissolve the usual boundaries of space, time, and limitation. You imagine entangled particles whispering across the cosmos, soft and patient, carrying hints of harmony that human minds may one day perceive. The connections are subtle, invisible, yet undeniable, a quiet reminder that the universe has its own innate elegance. You feel yourself floating gently within this vast lattice, calm and aware, noticing that the threads of entanglement do not hurry, do not demand, but simply exist in perfect quietness. The meditation on cosmic entanglement is both humbling and expansive. You sense that your mind, your awareness, is capable of aligning with this subtle rhythm, resonating with the universe's quiet intelligence. The thought that galaxies, particles, and stars might share invisible, instantaneous connections across unfathomable distances fills you with a gentle awe, a soft sense of wonder that does not need resolution, only attention. And as your mind drifts among these distant galaxies, you feel a gentle pull toward imagining the human role in this quiet universe. If particles can be so intimately connected, what possibilities exist for discovery, understanding, and reflection? You sense a patient invitation to continue exploring, not in haste, but in calm, deliberate awareness, following the subtle threads that tie the cosmos together. You begin by imagining the quiet of a laboratory, a place filled with gentle humming equipment and soft, controlled light. Each instrument is arranged meticulously, every cable and sensor in its precise place. Here, entangled particles are coaxed into states of connection, a delicate process that requires care, patience, and stillness. You feel a sense of calm as you enter this space in your mind, knowing that every measurement, every observation, is a form of conversation with nature itself. In this meditative space, you picture a pair of photons, their spins carefully aligned, their polarizations measured with quiet attention. Scientists move slowly, deliberately, adjusting mirrors and lasers to guide these particles into entanglement. Each adjustment is subtle, almost imperceptible, yet it shapes the state of the particles, inviting them into a gentle harmony. You notice the rhythm in these movements, a slow choreography, like a meditation unfolding across tables of instruments and light. You imagine yourself observing this process, breathing with the calm cadence of the lab. Every photon, every qubit, carries potential, a possibility that may unfold only under careful guidance. Entanglement is fragile. It can be disturbed by stray interactions or careless observation. This fragility does not alarm you. Instead, it feels precious. You sense that the universe allows these connections, offering glimpses into its subtle architecture, but only to those who approach with respect and quiet attention. The scientists, in their careful work, become part of this meditation. They are not imposing control over the particles. They are guiding them gently, creating conditions where entanglement can flourish. You feel the patience embedded in every action, the gentle observation of phenomena that do not announce themselves loudly but respond to attentive care. It is a quiet partnership, a collaboration between human curiosity and the innate tendencies of nature. In your awareness, you follow the path of information within the lab. Photons travel through fibers and splitters, their states measured and recorded, their correlations analyzed. You notice the subtlety of each interaction, a change in one particle's state immediately reflected in its entangled partner. There is no rush, no clamor, only the gentle unfolding of patterns, a soft resonance that you can almost hear as a hum beneath the surface of observation. You reflect on the poetic nature of these experiments. Each lab is a sanctuary of curiosity, a place where the unseen threads of reality are coaxed into visibility. You imagine the instruments as extensions of perception, magnifying the quiet whispers of particles and allowing you to sense the universe's hidden conversation. You feel your mind aligning with this rhythm, inhaling slowly, exhaling gently, breathing in the calm resonance of entangled states. The process is delicate. Measurements must be timed precisely, photons must remain isolated from interference, and qubits must be shielded from external noise. Yet this precision is itself a meditation. Every careful step is an act of attentiveness, a soft acknowledgement that reality responds best to patience and respect. You sense the quiet joy of discovery here, a gentle satisfaction in witnessing nature reveal its subtleties without force or haste. In your visualization, you drift through the lab as if walking among the particles themselves. Each photon dances through its path, responding to mirrors, splitters, and detectors. You feel the subtle interconnections, the instantaneous correlations that hint at a deeper order. The lab, with its soft hum of machines and focused attention of scientists, becomes a bridge between the human mind and the quiet logic of the cosmos. You rest in this awareness, feeling both participant and observer in a gentle dialogue with nature. You imagine the results of these experiments gently rippling outward. Knowledge gathered here expands understanding, revealing patterns that exist across space and time. Though the distances may be small within the lab, the implications stretch across the universe, connecting ideas, possibilities, and discoveries. You feel a quiet resonance in knowing that each careful measurement contributes to a broader tapestry, a calm architecture that mirrors the harmony found in entangled particles themselves. The act of observation becomes a meditation on presence. Scientists watch, record, and reflect, each action taken with deliberate slowness. You notice that the universe responds not to hurried control but to patient attention. This realization fills you with calm, a sense that observing carefully, breathing slowly, and attending gently to the world allows you to glimpse patterns that are otherwise invisible. You feel the rhythm of this practice extending beyond the lab into your own awareness, encouraging slow, deliberate attention in all things. You sense the universality of this gentle principle, that connection, harmony, and resonance exist at every scale, from entangled photons in a lab to stars across galaxies. The laboratory is a microcosm of the cosmos, a quiet space where patience, care, and curiosity converge to reveal the hidden architecture of reality. You breathe with this awareness, feeling the soft hum of knowledge expanding, the calm cadence of discovery, and the subtle intimacy of observing the universe's gentle patterns. Even as you imagine leaving the lab, you carry the quiet rhythm of entanglement with you. The threads of connection extend beyond the instruments, beyond the measured particles, into the vast, unobserved reaches of space. You sense that observing, even in this small, deliberate way, is part of a larger meditation, an ongoing dialogue between mind and matter, curiosity and understanding, patience and insight. You rest in this awareness, imagining yourself breathing slowly, inhaling the calm hum of discovery, exhaling into the quiet resonance of entangled patterns. You feel a tender sense of unity with the scientists, the particles, and the subtle laws guiding them. The laboratory becomes not just a physical space but a sanctuary of attention, where the invisible becomes perceptible, and the quiet threads of the universe reveal themselves softly, without haste. And as your mind lingers in this serene environment, a gentle thought arises. If entangled particles respond to careful attention here on Earth, what other subtle threads might stretch across the cosmos, waiting for patient minds to notice their quiet conversation? You begin by letting your mind drift gently into the concept of networks, imagining invisible threads stretching across both space and thought. In the quiet of your awareness, you picture not only particles entangled in laboratories but also the human mind reaching outward, connecting ideas in subtle resonance. You feel a soft thrill in this parallel. Just as quantum particles maintain hidden correlations, your thoughts and inspirations can mirror, reflect, and echo across time, distance, and consciousness. In your imagination, these threads form a network, delicate, intricate, yet immensely powerful. Each particle, each photon, each qubit is a node in this lattice, responding to others with gentle precision. You sense that the principles underlying these connections are mirrored in human creativity. Our imaginations, our curiosity, weave their own quiet threads, linking ideas that may seem separated by years, miles, or even disciplines. You breathe slowly, feeling your awareness resonate with this network, a soft echo of cosmic harmony. You picture a future where quantum networks expand this connection further. Communication could occur with unprecedented subtlety, echoing the universe's hidden dialogues. Information might flow not just through conventional channels but through correlations, through patterns that are instantaneous yet delicate. The possibilities feel meditative, more poetic than mechanical, a quiet invitation to reflect on how the human mind might one day align with these subtle structures. As you linger in this vision, you imagine sitting among a web of connected minds, each thought resonating softly with another. You feel the gentle hum of intellectual and emotional entanglement, a network that is invisible yet perceptible to those who pause and listen. It is not a network of urgency, competition, or clamor, but a calm, patient lattice of insight, imagination, and understanding. You sense that curiosity itself participates in this quiet resonance, guiding attention and shaping awareness across space and consciousness. You contemplate how these networks resemble the structures you have already visualized in entangled particles. One change here subtly influences another there, yet always in accordance with a delicate, precise logic. There is no chaos, only a quiet order that accommodates freedom, spontaneity, and discovery. You feel a soft alignment with this pattern, realizing that imagination itself is a kind of entanglement, linking ideas, sensations, and insights in a calm, coherent rhythm that is as natural as breathing. In this meditation, you notice that human networks, social, intellectual, and emotional, can reflect quantum networks in their own way. Connections form subtly, often without conscious orchestration, yet they shape understanding, relationships, and collaboration. You feel a gentle comfort in this reflection, recognizing that even when interactions seem distant or indirect, resonance persists. Ideas, like entangled particles, find pathways of connection, forming a lattice of comprehension and intuition that spans both time and space. Your awareness drifts further into the possibilities of human imagination. You picture researchers, artists, and thinkers exploring new ideas, their minds connecting in unexpected ways. Patterns emerge, insights ripple outward, and innovations echo through this quiet lattice. You feel a sense of calm participation, sensing that your own awareness, too, can align with this network, contributing to the subtle conversation of understanding and wonder. In this space, imagination is not chaotic or forced. It is an organic extension of attention, responding gently to stimuli, curiosity, and observation. You imagine each idea as a delicate thread, intertwining with countless others, forming intricate patterns of resonance. You breathe slowly, letting your mind float within this lattice, noticing how inspiration flows softly, connecting dots that may have seemed isolated, creating a quiet harmony of insight. You reflect on the poetic nature of this network. It is not merely functional, it is meditative, aesthetic, and profoundly human. Each thought is a node, each insight a soft connection, each moment of reflection a link in a vast, invisible lattice. You feel the patient encouragement of this system. Understanding emerges gradually, quietly, like light filtering through distant clouds, illuminating without rushing. You rest in this awareness, breathing with a calm cadence of cognitive resonance. Consider the interplay between the quantum and the human. Both networks, though operating on entirely different scales, exhibit subtle harmony. Both rely on correlation, attentiveness, and patience. You sense that these analogies are not just conceptual, they offer a way to perceive the universe's underlying patterns within yourself. Your awareness becomes attuned to quiet synchronization, noticing how your thoughts, intuitions, and curiosities may echo structures observed in the very particles you have imagined entangled across space. You allow yourself to drift further, imagining a future where these quantum-inspired networks connect humans in unprecedented ways. Perhaps understanding, empathy, and knowledge could flow across subtle channels, whispering across distances and generations. The vision is gentle, meditative, a promise rather than a demand, showing that connection, like entanglement, can exist quietly yet profoundly, weaving individuals into a tapestry of shared awareness and insight. Even now, you sense that your mind participates in this gentle lattice. Every idea, every reflection, every pause for attention creates a resonance that ripples outward. You feel the calm satisfaction of being part of this quiet, ongoing network, a meditation on connection, a recognition of the universe's subtle whisper in both matter and mind. You notice how natural it feels to align your awareness with this pattern, letting the gentle interplay of threads guide curiosity and reflection. And as your imagination drifts in this network, you sense a subtle question arising. If human thought and imagination can echo quantum patterns, how might the mind itself become a participant in the universe's quiet lattice, resonating with the gentle, hidden harmony that underlies all connections? You breathe slowly, letting your chest rise and fall in a gentle rhythm, and allow your mind to rest on the quiet boundaries that define the cosmos. Even in a universe rich with entanglement, there exist limits, subtle yet profound, that remind you of the graceful order underlying everything. The speed of light is a boundary, a soft, firm limit that structures the way information can travel across space. No whisper, no message, no signal can exceed this pace, yet within this restriction, a universe of possibilities quietly unfolds. You imagine the expanse of the universe, stars scattered across light years of distance, galaxies drifting in their slow, majestic orbits. The idea of connecting instantly across these vast distances may seem tempting, yet the laws of physics insist on their own rhythm. It is not a denial, nor a harsh rule, but a gentle invitation to observe, to respect, and to explore the ways connections naturally occur. You sense a quiet comfort in this, that the cosmos provides structure without constraining curiosity or wonder. Even entangled particles, so exquisitely correlated, cannot transmit information faster than light. They respond to one another instantaneously, yet the universe prevents these responses from becoming a tool for direct, faster-than-light messaging. You feel the elegance of this balance. Mystery and limitation coexist. The boundaries themselves are part of the poetry of reality, ensuring that the vast, complex web of existence maintains coherence, rhythm, and calm harmony. You reflect on how this principle extends beyond particles to the universe at large. Every star, every planet, every galaxy moves within constraints, yet within these boundaries, movement and change are abundant. The gentle pull of gravity, the expansion of space, the cycles of birth and death among stars, all occur within a framework that gives the universe shape, integrity, and subtle predictability. You breathe in this awareness, letting it settle like a soft rhythm in your mind. In your imagination, you picture attempting to send a message across the cosmos. Light carries it faithfully, traveling through space with slow precision, while entangled particles silently echo one another, but offer no shortcuts. You feel the gentle lesson embedded here. Even when possibilities seem infinite, the universe preserves certain limits. These constraints are not restrictive but protective, maintaining coherence, ensuring that connections remain meaningful and intelligible. You sense the calm wisdom in this principle, as if the cosmos is quietly nurturing your understanding. You think of human curiosity, which often stretches to extremes, imagining technologies and possibilities that defy these rules. Faster-than-light travel, instantaneous communication, teleportation, these concepts stimulate the imagination, yet the universe's boundaries gently temper such thoughts. There is a beauty in this moderation, a quiet reassurance that wonder does not require breaking the rules, but can emerge fully within them. You feel your mind expand without strain, exploring possibilities that exist in harmony with natural law. The limits of connection are not just physical, but philosophical and poetic. You sense that separation, distance, and time are fundamental to experience. They provide context, structure, and depth. A signal traveling across light years, a thought unfolding across years, a correlation emerging in an entangled particle, all are meaningful precisely because there is spacing, because the journey is measured, and because patience is necessary. You breathe slowly, letting this rhythm sink into your awareness. You imagine floating among particles, photons, and entangled qubits, observing the subtle interactions that follow these cosmic boundaries. Every movement is precise, every response delicately correlated, yet none violate the laws that structure reality. You sense that this is a meditation in itself, observing the universe not as a collection of shortcuts, but as a carefully orchestrated harmony. You feel the rhythm of limitation, not as a restriction, but as a quiet, guiding melody that shapes possibility. In reflecting on human knowledge, you realize that these limits also foster creativity and imagination. We design experiments, construct theories, and dream of connections within the rules, not despite them. You feel a tender satisfaction in this. Limitations give focus, boundaries give form, and rules provide the structure for wonder to flourish. The universe, in its patient consistency, quietly encourages curiosity, careful observation, and attentive reflection. Consider the emotional resonance of these boundaries. They reassure you that even in an infinite, complex cosmos, there is order, coherence, and calm reliability. The impossibility of faster-than-light communication, the subtle constraints of entanglement, and the fixed speed of light all serve as gentle guardians of balance. You feel a soft alignment with these rules, understanding that limitations are not barriers to connection, but a framework in which connection becomes profound, meaningful, and enduring. You imagine the vast network of stars, galaxies, and particles, each following laws that provide predictability and structure. Within this vast network, subtle correlations, resonances, and entanglements occur, all shaped by the quiet boundaries of physics. You sense that the universe is not only fascinating because of its mysteries but also because of its constraints. They create rhythm, coherence, and a delicate balance, a cosmic melody that hums softly beneath the surface of everything. In your meditation, you notice that even uncertainty, the probabilistic nature of quantum mechanics, respects these limits. The universe allows spontaneity, unpredictability, and creativity, but always within a framework that maintains overall harmony. You feel a gentle reassurance here. The cosmos is neither chaotic nor arbitrary, but a carefully balanced system that encourages exploration while preserving coherence. The rules themselves are part of the poetry, shaping the very fabric of possibility. You rest in the knowledge that limitations are not the opposite of freedom. They are the conditions that make resonance, harmony, and meaningful connection possible. Just as entangled particles communicate in subtle harmony within strict rules, you too can explore, reflect, and imagine, knowing that the structure of reality supports these gentle journeys. You breathe slowly, absorbing the calm rhythm of laws that are firm yet nurturing. And as your mind lingers on the limits of connection, you sense a quiet question arising. If the universe gently sets boundaries for particles, photons, and light, how might these rules guide the subtle networks of thought, curiosity, and imagination, allowing connections to flourish without haste or force? You begin by closing your eyes and noticing the rhythm of your own breath, slow and steady, a gentle pulse marking the present moment. In this stillness, your mind begins to sense a rhythm beyond ordinary perception, the rhythm of time itself, stretching, folding, and flowing in ways subtle yet profound. Entanglement, you realize, exists within this temporal tapestry, connecting particles across moments without regard for past or future. You feel a soft, expansive curiosity stirring, a meditation on how time can be both fluid and precise. In your imagination, you picture a pair of entangled particles. They exist in a state that transcends ordinary chronology. One particle's behavior, measured here, seems to reflect a correlation with its partner, regardless of when or where that partner is observed. Time, in this sense, is not a rigid line but a pliable medium, a gentle canvas upon which the universe paints its quiet, intricate patterns. You sense the serenity in this vision. Events are linked, not by force, but by subtle resonance. You drift further into this understanding, allowing yourself to explore the temporal dance of entanglement. It is as if past, present, and future are interwoven threads, each influencing and reflecting the others, yet without disrupting the flow. You imagine gliding along these threads, moving through moments as easily as a soft current carries water along a river. The linearity you once assumed dissolves into something more poetic, a landscape where correlations span the breadth of time with gentle precision. As you observe, you notice that entanglement does not contradict causality, it complements it. Events remain coherent and consistent within their context, yet the underlying connections suggest a broader tapestry. You feel a quiet reassurance in this principle, that even as time folds and intertwines, the universe maintains a subtle harmony. You breathe slowly, letting your awareness settle into this calm understanding, sensing that patience and observation reveal layers of temporal elegance often hidden from ordinary perception. In this meditative space, you consider the ways humans experience time. Past memories, present observations, and future anticipations coexist in your consciousness, much like entangled particles coexisting across moments. You notice the gentle resonance between these layers of experience, a soft interconnection that mirrors the quantum patterns unfolding invisibly around you. It is a comforting reflection. The flow of time is not solely measured by clocks or calendars, but by the subtle interrelations of events, both seen and unseen. You visualize events unfolding across the cosmos, stars forming and dying, galaxies drifting and colliding. Entanglement threads weave quietly through this cosmic timeline, linking outcomes and correlations beyond immediate observation. You feel a tender sense of unity, as if the entire universe participates in a slow, expansive meditation, one in which cause and effect, past and future, are harmonized in a rhythm that is both subtle and precise. You notice your breath synchronizing with this quiet cadence, each inhalation and exhalation a soft reflection of temporal flow. As you explore this landscape, you begin to sense a deeper layer, that entanglement challenges not only the structure of time, but also your perception of it. You imagine moments collapsing into one another, probabilities unfolding and resolving in patterns that are simultaneous yet distinct. There is no rush, no confusion, only a gentle unfolding, a calm dance in which your awareness participates. You feel a soft wonder, an understanding that time is a companion in the meditation of the universe, not a constraint or a barrier. You let yourself drift among these threads, picturing particles communicating across temporal distances. One measurement here seems to echo across other moments, subtly aligning outcomes without breaching causality. It is a quiet dialogue, a soft resonance that invites reflection rather than demand. You sense that entanglement, in its temporal elegance, is a reminder that connections can be instantaneous yet measured, delicate yet undeniable. There is calm in this awareness, a soothing presence of order and mystery intertwined. In your mind's eye, you see timelines stretching like soft ribbons, each event a gentle note in a broader symphony. Entanglement weaves across these ribbons, connecting notes that may be separated by eons, yet resonate together in quiet harmony. You feel the expansiveness of this vision, the comfort of knowing that correlations exist beyond ordinary measurement, beyond conventional understanding, yet perfectly integrated into the rhythm of reality. Your breath deepens, each inhale and exhale carrying you further along this temporal meditation. You reflect on human experience once more, noting the parallels between perception and quantum reality. Just as particles can be entangled across time, your awareness can bridge memory, imagination, and anticipation. Moments that seem distant may be intimately linked, influencing understanding and insight in ways subtle yet profound. You feel the gentle encouragement of this reflection, sensing that awareness itself participates in the quiet network of time, responding to and shaping the unfolding of experience. You drift further into this meditation, noticing that the universe does not demand comprehension. Entanglement across time is not a puzzle to be solved immediately, but a landscape to be felt, a rhythm to align with. You sense the poetry of this design, the quiet elegance that permits complexity without chaos, subtlety without ambiguity. It is a reminder that understanding can emerge slowly, without force, in the patient unfolding of observation and reflection. And as you rest within this temporal dance, you notice a gentle question arising. If entanglement connects events across past, present, and future, might your own awareness also participate in this quiet resonance, sensing and aligning with patterns that unfold beyond ordinary perception? You begin by closing your eyes and letting your awareness settle into the gentle rhythm of your own breath. In this quiet space, you feel a connection to something larger, something subtle yet profound, the hidden harmony that permeates nature. It is not announced loudly, not revealed through force or haste, but observed in the delicate balance of particles, the gentle interplay of forces, and the tender orchestration of energy across space. You sense the quiet resonance underlying all that exists, inviting your mind to soften and align with it. In your imagination, you picture entangled particles, each pair delicately connected, their states reflecting one another across space and time. This connection is a gentle whisper of the universe's orchestration, a pattern that is precise yet subtle, intricate yet calming. You notice that these threads, invisible to ordinary perception, form a lattice of harmony, echoing in quiet ways throughout reality. Each particle's existence resonates with others, and you feel yourself resonating, too, in awareness of this pattern. You drift further into this vision, observing the universe on multiple scales. At the smallest, you see quarks and electrons performing their intricate dance, spins and polarizations aligned in quiet order. At larger scales, you notice atoms forming molecules, molecules forming cells, and cells contributing to the rhythms of life. The resonance is continuous, a soft thread linking the microscopic to the cosmic, weaving a tapestry that hums gently beneath the surface of perception. You feel a tender connection to this orchestration, as if each breath you take is part of the larger symphony. As you reflect, you notice that harmony in nature is not uniform, nor is it static. Variations, fluctuations, and gentle unpredictability exist alongside order, forming a dynamic equilibrium that feels organic and alive. The laws of physics, from gravity to electromagnetism to quantum mechanics, provide the framework, but the expression of reality carries subtle variation. You sense the balance between structure and spontaneity, and it feels comforting, a reminder that complexity does not require chaos, but can coexist with a quiet elegance that nurtures awe. You imagine observing the cosmos from a distant vantage point. Galaxies drift, stars rotate, and planets orbit with a rhythm that is both majestic and soft. Light travels across the void, reflecting, bending, and illuminating patterns that have persisted for eons. In every corner of this vast expanse, the hidden harmony whispers through the motions of celestial bodies, the paths of photons, and the quantum interactions underlying reality. You feel a gentle awe, not overwhelming, but soothing, a quiet lullaby of order and beauty. Returning inward, you contemplate the human experience of this hidden harmony. Thoughts, emotions, and perceptions ripple in ways that mirror natural resonance. Just as entangled particles maintain subtle correlations, so too can awareness align with the quiet patterns of reality. You sense that the mind itself participates in this orchestration, capable of observing, reflecting, and attuning to the gentle rhythm that flows from the smallest particle to the largest structure. Each inhale and exhale becomes part of the meditation, a participation in the universe's serene cadence. You reflect on the elegance of subtlety. Harmony often exists quietly, revealed only to patient observation, careful measurement, or mindful attention. The universe does not insist on being understood all at once. Instead, it offers glimpses, small patterns, and soft resonances that reward curiosity and reflection. You feel your own awareness expanding gently, sensing the rhythm that exists everywhere, in light, in matter, in energy, and in the correlations that entanglement quietly manifests. As your mind drifts through these layers of connection, you notice how resonance operates across scales. Quantum threads underpin atomic structure. Atomic structure supports molecular bonds shape living cells, and life itself contributes to planetary rhythms. On each level, a gentle pattern emerges, a balance of forces, a choreography of motion, a melody of interaction. You breathe slowly, aligning your perception with this intricate lattice of harmony, feeling the quiet power of connections that operate without haste or noise. You consider the universality of this hidden harmony. It is not limited to any one location or system. It is woven through the fabric of reality. From the minuscule dance of subatomic particles to the majestic swirl of galaxies, nature's resonance persists, inviting awareness and reflection. You sense a deep calm in understanding that even as complexity increases, the underlying harmony endures. It is not something forced or artificial, but a natural consequence of interconnected systems unfolding according to subtle laws. In this meditative awareness, you notice that harmony is not only about patterns and correlations but also about timing. The universe exhibits patience, allowing interactions and processes to unfold at their own pace. Entangled particles respond instantaneously, yet the broader patterns emerge with gentle, deliberate timing. You feel a soft lesson here. Harmony is cultivated not by force, but by alignment, observation, and mindful attention. You breathe in this wisdom, letting it resonate within your own being. You visualize yourself floating within this intricate lattice of nature. Each photon, each particle, each moment of energy vibrates with a quiet resonance that you can almost sense. You are both observer and participant, attuning to the rhythm that hums beneath the apparent randomness of existence. Each inhale and exhale is part of this ongoing orchestration, each heartbeat echoing the subtle balance that sustains reality. You feel safe, calm, and intimately connected to the universe's gentle patterns. And as your awareness rests in this delicate orchestration, you notice a soft question forming. If nature's hidden harmony guides particles, photons, and celestial bodies alike, might your own awareness align more deeply, sensing the quiet threads that weave the universe into calm resonance? You begin by closing your eyes and letting your mind float, untethered, across the vast expanse of existence. In this quiet space, you imagine the universe as a gentle network, threads of connection weaving through every particle, every photon, every quark. These threads are invisible yet undeniable, subtle channels of interaction that form the foundation of all that you perceive. You sense that imagination itself can trace these delicate paths, allowing awareness to explore realms beyond the reach of ordinary vision. You picture a single star, its light rippling outward across the void. Around it, planets orbit, their paths shaped by forces that are precise yet subtle. Within these planets, molecules form, each atom connected to its neighbors in a careful, balanced structure. Zooming further, you see electrons dancing around nuclei, entangled in quiet correlation with their counterparts elsewhere. Each scale of observation reveals a lattice of interaction, a gentle resonance that threads all things together. You breathe slowly, feeling a quiet alignment with these connections. In your meditation, you imagine the universe as a tapestry of invisible threads. Each particle, each photon, each qubit participates in this network, interacting and resonating in ways both intricate and serene. You realize that these connections do not always manifest in ways that are immediately visible. Some remain hidden, perceptible only through careful observation or reflection. Yet even unseen, they contribute to the fabric of reality, shaping outcomes, guiding interactions, and maintaining subtle coherence. You drift further into this visualization, sensing that imagination mirrors observation. Just as scientists trace patterns in entangled particles, your mind can follow the threads of connection, intuitively sensing the relationships between seemingly separate phenomena. You feel a gentle pleasure in this process, a meditative recognition that curiosity and visualization are tools for aligning consciousness with the universe's quiet order. Each thought becomes a soft node in the network, echoing the structure of reality itself. As you explore these threads, you notice that they stretch across both space and time. Particles entangled in distant galaxies reflect correlations in ways that defy ordinary perception. Time, as you have imagined in previous reflections, is fluid and expansive, allowing patterns to emerge across epochs. You sense the universe's gentle patience, its willingness to allow interactions to unfold in quiet harmony. This awareness brings a soothing clarity, a reminder that connection exists even where it is unseen. You imagine drifting among these threads, your consciousness floating like a gentle observer, yet subtly participating in the network. Each inhalation carries awareness deeper into the lattice. Each exhalation releases tension and distraction. You sense the delicate balance of forces, the harmonious interplay of energy and matter, and the quiet rhythm of probability that governs quantum interactions. You feel a soft resonance with these patterns, as if your own awareness is tuned to the gentle vibrations of the cosmos. In this meditative exploration, you notice that imagination allows you to bridge scales. You can move seamlessly from the smallest particles to the vast galaxies, observing the coherence and order that persists across every level. You sense that the universe is not chaotic. Rather, it is structured in a way that supports both spontaneity and stability. You breathe slowly, letting your mind absorb this rhythm, feeling that understanding need not be hurried, but unfolds naturally when attention is calm and patient. You reflect on the role of imagination as a form of quiet participation. To imagine the quantum universe is to align with its subtle patterns, to observe not just with the eyes but with awareness itself. Each thought, each visualization, echoes the gentle correlations that entanglement embodies. You feel a sense of unity with the universe, a soft connection that is as meditative as it is intellectual. Curiosity becomes a gentle current, carrying your mind across the lattice of reality without force or strain. As you continue, you notice that this imagined network is alive with potential. Each particle, each interaction, each resonance hints at possibilities yet unobserved. Imagination allows you to perceive these possibilities, to sense the connections that are not yet measured but may exist nonetheless. You feel a quiet joy in this, a reminder that the mind itself participates in the ongoing unfolding of the universe. Awareness and reality dance together in soft harmony. You visualize the vast cosmos as a living network of entanglement and connection. Stars twinkle as if aware, photons travel paths that trace invisible threads, and matter resonates in subtle synchrony. You sense the universality of this pattern, its quiet rhythm echoing through space and time. Every observation, every reflection, every inhalation and exhalation participates in this grand tapestry. You rest in the gentle realization that the universe's structure is mirrored in your own ability to imagine, to perceive, and to resonate. And as your awareness drifts through this imagined quantum universe, you sense a gentle question arising. If your mind can trace and resonate with these threads of connection, how might imagination itself deepen understanding, subtly aligning human consciousness with the quiet lattice of the cosmos? You begin by closing your eyes and drawing a slow, deep breath, letting the rhythm of inhalation and exhalation ground you in the present. In this calm, you notice the subtle paradox of the quantum world. Entangled particles communicate instantly, even when separated by vast distances. There is a mystery here, a tension between immediacy and separation, between what you can see and what you can only infer. You feel that paradox as a gentle vibration, a quiet invitation to reflect without judgment. In your imagination, you picture two particles, light years apart, yet their states mysteriously aligned. When you observe one, the other's state seems to respond in kind, instantly, as if connected by invisible threads stretching across space. And yet, no signal travels faster than light. This is not chaos, but an elegant tension, a harmony hidden within what at first seems impossible. You sense a calming rhythm in this duality, a quiet reminder that the universe holds wonder without urgency. You drift further into this contemplation, letting your mind explore the delicate balance of certainty and uncertainty. Entanglement is precise and reliable, yet its behavior defies ordinary intuition. There is a softness to this mystery, a subtle invitation to rest in not knowing, to find comfort in the gentle flow of questions without demanding immediate answers. Each breath aligns with this rhythm, a meditation on paradox that soothes and opens your awareness. You imagine yourself floating among these entangled pairs, observing their subtle, instantaneous connections. Distance seems to dissolve, yet structure remains intact. You notice that the universe allows this duality to exist without conflict, showing that precision and mystery can coexist, and even support one another. You feel a tender sense of ease, as if the paradox itself is a lullaby, whispering reassurance that not all needs to be resolved to be understood. In this reflective state, you consider how paradox exists in life itself. Just as entanglement defies linear logic yet adheres to physical law, so too do moments of uncertainty and clarity interweave in your own experience. You notice how understanding can emerge gradually, like the gentle unfolding of a wave, and how mystery need not create anxiety, but instead invites patience and curiosity. You breathe slowly, letting your mind drift along this rhythm of calm exploration. You picture a landscape of quantum possibilities, where each outcome is connected yet distinct, where uncertainty and order coexist in quiet harmony. There is a soft poetry in this, a meditation that mirrors the balance between known and unknown, seen and unseen. You sense that entanglement teaches more than physics. It teaches presence, awareness, and gentle acceptance of complexity. Each observation, each reflection, becomes part of a serene rhythm that stretches across time and space. As you continue, you notice the universality of paradox. Particles and photons, atoms and stars, life and consciousness, all carry the echoes of duality. Light behaves as both wave and particle, space curves and stretches, and entangled entities communicate without a medium. You feel a tender alignment with this insight, sensing that peace is not the absence of complexity, but the acceptance of coexistence. The universe is patient, allowing understanding to emerge gently, over time, without rush or force. You drift further into this awareness, allowing the paradox to resonate within your own experience. Your thoughts, emotions, and sensations align with the quiet logic of the universe. You feel a soft harmony emerging, a sense that mystery can coexist with clarity, that curiosity can flourish alongside acceptance, and that calm understanding is born not from resolving tension, but from resting within it. You sense that this is a meditation on life itself, as much as it is on entangled particles. In your visualization, you imagine entangled pairs across the cosmos, each one part of a quiet, interconnected network. The connections are precise, yet their implications stretch beyond immediate comprehension. You feel a soft awe, a recognition that even when you cannot fully grasp the mechanism, the elegance and coherence of the pattern itself is soothing. Mystery becomes a gentle companion, a soft melody guiding awareness rather than a challenge to be conquered. You notice how this paradox encourages patience. Just as entanglement exists beyond simple measurement yet adheres to strict rules, so too can your mind observe without urgency, understand without force, and reflect without anxiety. The gentle interplay of certainty and uncertainty becomes a mirror for your own awareness, showing that the quiet acceptance of mystery can itself be a source of calm and insight. You breathe deeply, feeling a sense of alignment with the subtle harmony of existence. As your mind drifts among these reflections, you sense a soft resonance between paradox and peace. They are not opposites, but complementary, a dance of insight that allows complexity and serenity to coexist. You feel the universe gently cradling your awareness, inviting reflection, patience, and gentle curiosity. The duality of entanglement is no longer a puzzle to solve, but a rhythm to rest within, a quiet lullaby that soothes both mind and spirit. And as your awareness lingers in this meditative state, a gentle thought arises. If paradox can coexist with precision in the quantum world, how might you carry this understanding into your own experience, letting calm and curiosity coexist without tension or urgency? You begin by settling into a quiet space, noticing the rhythm of your breath. With each inhale, you feel your awareness gently expanding. With each exhale, you release tension, allowing your mind to drift through layers of existence. In this calm, you begin to imagine the smallest threads of reality, the entangled particles and quantum connections, stretching outward, scaling upward to form the broader structure of the cosmos. These threads are invisible yet persistent, weaving a tapestry that underlies everything you perceive. In your mind's eye, you see the lattice of entanglement growing, branching, and intertwining. Each particle is a node, connected delicately to another, forming a network that extends across space. You notice that these connections do not end at the microscopic level. They ripple outward, influencing atoms, molecules, and larger structures in subtle harmony. You feel a quiet awe, sensing that the same principles guiding the smallest interactions echo across planets, stars, and galaxies. As you drift further, you picture the tapestry expanding. Molecules vibrate in gentle resonance, forming cells and life, while clusters of stars and planets move in precise choreography. The threads of connection seem to stretch across scales seamlessly, like a pattern repeated in fractals, each small connection reflecting the structure of larger systems. You sense that this continuity is not rigid, but fluid, a dynamic rhythm that gives rise to both order and spontaneity. Each inhale deepens your alignment with this cosmic fabric. Each exhale releases any need to control or understand fully. You notice how energy flows along these threads. Light, gravity, and electromagnetic forces ripple outward, interacting and shaping the universe. You imagine photons traveling across these connections, carrying information silently, almost imperceptibly, yet maintaining coherence with the larger pattern. The dance is elegant, precise, and soft, a cosmic choreography that resonates across scales. You feel a sense of calm, as if floating gently within the very threads that sustain existence. Your awareness shifts to the vastness of space. Galaxies spiral, stars ignite and fade, and planetary systems orbit in harmonious patterns. You sense that each motion, each interaction, is influenced by underlying quantum threads. The microscopic and macroscopic are not separate. They are woven together in a quiet, unbroken tapestry. You feel as though you are drifting within this fabric, weightless and unhurried, observing without pressure, sensing without needing to touch or measure. As you meditate on this tapestry, you notice the interplay of connection and individuality. Each particle maintains its own state while resonating with others. Each planet follows its own orbit while remaining part of a larger gravitational dance. Each star shines uniquely while contributing to the light and energy of a galaxy. You sense a gentle parallel with life itself. Individuality exists harmoniously within a larger context, each part contributing to the beauty and coherence of the whole. You imagine tracing a thread from a tiny particle in a distant star to a molecule on your own planet. Even as the distance expands, the underlying connection persists, invisible yet persistent. The thread vibrates with quiet energy, reminding you that the universe is not a collection of isolated pieces, but a continuous, interwoven whole. Each observation, each breath, each thought aligns you more fully with this network, as if your awareness itself participates in the cosmic tapestry. You notice how patterns repeat and echo. Spiral galaxies mirror the structure of hurricanes. Fractal patterns appear in leaves, rivers, and even neuronal networks. There is a rhythm and resonance that stretches from the quantum to the cosmic, suggesting that the same principles underpin vastly different scales. You sense a soft reassurance here. Complexity does not imply chaos. Order and beauty persist across scales, quietly, patiently, without fanfare. As you continue your visualization, you notice that the tapestry is alive with gentle movement. Energy flows, correlations ripple, and probabilities resolve, creating a dynamic, breathing structure. You feel the continuity of the threads, the soft interplay of cause and effect, and the elegance of interactions that unfold without haste. The universe does not demand observation to maintain coherence. Its patterns persist inherently, revealing themselves when awareness is ready to perceive. You breathe deeply, attuning to this gentle, persistent rhythm. You reflect on the interplay between observation and participation. Just as entangled particles influence each other across distances, so too does your awareness align with the rhythm of the universe. Each breath, each thought, each gentle reflection resonates within the broader tapestry, reinforcing subtle patterns of connection and awareness. You feel a quiet intimacy with existence itself, a sense that the threads of quantum reality extend not only through space and time but through your own consciousness. In this meditative space, you sense the vastness of the tapestry and your gentle place within it. You are both observer and participant, drifting among stars and particles, tracing invisible threads that connect everything. The universe is patient, offering insights not in sudden revelations but in soft, gradual understanding. You feel comforted by this rhythm, knowing that connection persists even when unseen, and that awareness can move gently along these threads, exploring the coherence and beauty of all that exists. And as you rest within this vision, a gentle thought arises. If the universe is a vast, interconnected tapestry of quantum threads, how might your own awareness trace these subtle patterns, feeling the quiet resonance of connections that stretch across the cosmos? You begin by settling into a quiet space, noticing the rhythm of your own breath. With each inhale, you sense the quiet curiosity that resides in your mind. With each exhale, you release tension, letting awareness drift gently outward. You reflect on the human desire to understand, to explore, and to know. A gentle drive that has guided generations of thinkers, observers, and dreamers. Curiosity is not a forceful push but a soft, persistent current, flowing quietly through history and imagination. In your mind, you picture the earliest humans gazing at the night sky. Stars shimmer above them like distant lanterns, constellations forming patterns in the darkness. Even without telescopes or complex instruments, They notice rhythms, cycles, and movements, sensing that the cosmos is vast, beautiful, and mysterious. You imagine the gentle questions that arose. Why do stars shine? Why do seasons change? Why does the moon follow its path? These questions are not urgent. They are invitations to wonder, to meditate on the patterns of existence. You feel a connection to this lineage of curiosity, realizing that your own awareness continues this quiet tradition. Every observation, every thought, and every reflection is part of the human desire to reach toward understanding. Curiosity is not only a quest for facts, but a gentle rhythm that aligns the mind with the universe. As you breathe slowly, you sense your mind expanding, not with strain, but with the soft embrace of discovery. In your meditation, you notice how curiosity and calm coexist. The drive to explore does not need to disturb your peace. Instead, it can flow like a gentle river, carrying thoughts, insights, and wonder along a smooth current. Each gentle question, each quiet reflection, is a ripple in this river, connecting your awareness to the larger patterns of reality. You sense that human inquiry, when approached with patience, can be both profound and soothing. You imagine yourself among scientists, astronomers, and thinkers of all eras, their observations and experiments forming part of a collective rhythm. They watch the cosmos, record measurements, and trace subtle patterns, each effort echoing the quiet resonance of the universe itself. You sense that curiosity is a shared meditation, a gentle alignment of human consciousness with the larger fabric of existence. Each discovery, small or large, becomes a note in the soft symphony of understanding. You consider the delicate balance between knowing and not knowing. Humanity has achieved remarkable insights, uncovering laws of motion, gravity, quantum behavior, and the subtle threads of entanglement. Yet the universe remains vast, mysterious, and patient. This balance is comforting. It shows that curiosity is not a race to certainty, but a calm, ongoing engagement with wonder. You feel a deep relaxation in this understanding, a gentle assurance that the rhythm of discovery is unhurried and patient. Your imagination drifts to the stars, galaxies, and cosmic phenomena you have visualized before. You sense that human curiosity mirrors the universe's own patterns, a dance of inquiry, observation, and reflection. The mind, like the cosmos, is intricate and layered, capable of both focus and expansion. You feel the gentle alignment between human consciousness and the cosmic rhythms that have always inspired it. Curiosity becomes a soft meditation, a connection to both the external universe and your internal awareness. You notice how imagination and observation intertwine. Curiosity sparks questions, and imagination allows you to explore possibilities beyond the limits of immediate perception. You sense that this interplay mirrors the patterns of entanglement and resonance, where connections exist even without direct observation. The human mind becomes part of a larger pattern of exploration, a participant in the ongoing dance of understanding that stretches from quantum threads to galactic tapestries. As you reflect further, you recognize that calmness is not the absence of inquiry, but its companion. The universe is vast and complex, yet curiosity need not disturb your inner peace. Instead, it can flow gently, expanding awareness without creating tension. You breathe in this realization, feeling your mind attuned to the soft rhythm of both inquiry and serenity. Each gentle thought becomes a note in a soothing, ongoing meditation on discovery. You imagine the countless minds across history, connected through curiosity and reflection. Each thought, each experiment, each observation contributes to the collective understanding of the cosmos. You sense that humanity participates in a quiet conversation with the universe, listening to its rhythms, tracing its patterns, and reflecting on its subtle harmonies. This connection is not hurried or forceful. It is a gentle, patient alignment with the beauty and coherence of existence. You notice how curiosity nurtures wonder. Even the smallest insight, the tiniest discovery, becomes a source of quiet awe. You feel your mind expanding softly, embracing both knowledge and mystery. Each question, each observation, and each reflection is part of a gentle dance that mirrors the intricate balance of the cosmos. Curiosity becomes a lullaby of understanding, a rhythm that calms the mind while opening it to the universe's vastness. As your awareness rests in this reflection, you sense a tender thought arising. If human curiosity flows like a calm river, gently exploring the cosmos without urgency, how might you let this rhythm guide your own mind, aligning wonder, observation, and serenity in quiet harmony? You begin by closing your eyes and drawing a long, steady breath, letting your awareness settle gently into the calm rhythm of thought. In this quiet space, you ponder a dream that humanity has carried for generations, the possibility of speaking across the vast distances of space. Stars twinkle silently above, their light taking years, decades, or even millennia to reach you. Yet the idea of a message traveling across these immense voids carries a soft allure, a gentle question that invites contemplation without urgency. In your mind, you imagine the distances involved. Light from the nearest stars arrives after years, photons traveling patiently through the emptiness, carrying information about the past. You sense the enormity of these spans, the silence that stretches between worlds, and the patience required to comprehend such scales. And yet, even as these distances seem insurmountable, your awareness drifts freely, tracing paths that imagination can follow where current technology cannot. You picture a signal, a whisper, traveling across the void. It is not hurried, not demanding attention, but persistent in its intention. You imagine how it might encode understanding, hope, or connection, reaching across light years to another world, another mind. The universe listens, patient and impartial, holding each possibility without judgment. You feel a gentle calm in this thought, realizing that even unspoken questions carry meaning, and that awareness alone can trace the quiet arcs of connection. You consider the rules that govern such communication. Physics imposes limits. Information cannot travel faster than light, and causality must remain intact. Yet within these constraints, you notice a rhythm of possibility. Quantum entanglement hints at correlations that transcend distance, while electromagnetic waves can carry messages across unimaginable spans. You sense a delicate harmony, a gentle framework in which imagination, curiosity, and knowledge may one day converge to bridge stars. As your mind drifts, you picture the universe as a lattice of potential connections. Each star, each planet, each particle holds the capacity to interact subtly with others, forming a soft network of possibilities. You imagine your thoughts, your messages, weaving into this lattice, carried not by urgency but by patient persistence. The universe does not rush, it offers each possibility time to unfold, allowing awareness to attune to its gentle cadence. You reflect on the human desire to reach out, to find companionship or understanding across the cosmos. Even without immediate solutions, this yearning is itself a meditation. Curiosity, hope, and imagination combine to create a quiet resonance, a soft echo that mirrors the entangled patterns you have explored in the quantum world. You feel that the desire to connect, to understand, and to communicate is a gentle extension of awareness itself, flowing outward across both space and time. In your visualization, you imagine a future in which messages traverse the stars, carried by waves of light or particles entangled in subtle ways. The act of sending is both deliberate and meditative, a gesture that reflects patience, respect, and alignment with cosmic rhythms. You sense that the intention to communicate is as meaningful as the transmission itself, and that the universe responds not with haste, but with a quiet readiness to receive. You notice the paradox inherent in cosmic communication. The vastness of space can seem isolating, yet it also invites reflection, patience, and careful observation. The very limitations that prevent instant contact create a rhythm, a pace that encourages deep thought and consideration. You feel your awareness attuned to this pace, breathing in the silence, letting your mind float gently across the void. The paradox itself becomes a source of calm, a soft lesson in alignment with cosmic timing. You imagine listening across distances, attuning not only to signals that arrive as photons or waves, but also to the subtle rhythms of the cosmos itself. Stars pulse, planets orbit, and particles resonate, all carrying quiet information in patterns that hint at deeper connections. You sense that awareness, curiosity, and imagination are the tools that allow humans to engage with this cosmic dialogue, forming a gentle interplay between mind and universe. As you continue, you reflect on the intimacy inherent in such communication. Even across incomprehensible distances, there is a shared connection, a resonance of awareness, curiosity, and intention. You notice that communication is not only about transmitting facts but about feeling alignment, acknowledging presence, and participating in the ongoing rhythm of existence. Each imagined message, each patient thought, echoes softly across the tapestry of space, a gentle gesture of connection and understanding. You feel the quiet patience of the universe. Distances do not constrain curiosity, they shape it, guiding reflection and gentle observation. You sense that even without immediate answers or responses, the act of imagining communication across stars nurtures both calm and wonder. Each thought contributes to a meditative rhythm, connecting human awareness with the vast, unhurried flow of cosmic processes. And as your mind drifts among these thoughts, a tender question arises. If the universe listens patiently to whispers across time and space, how might your own awareness attune to its subtle rhythms, tracing connections even where the distance seems infinite? You begin by settling into a quiet space, noticing the gentle rhythm of your breath. Each inhale fills you with calm awareness. Each exhale releases tension and opens your mind. In this meditative stillness, you contemplate the connections within your own consciousness, the ways thoughts, emotions, and inspirations intertwine. You wonder if the patterns of entanglement that govern particles in the quantum world might also have a gentle reflection in the workings of your mind. You picture thoughts as tiny, luminous nodes, each with its own presence yet linked invisibly to others. When one thought stirs, another responds subtly, like distant particles whose states resonate across space. You sense a quiet harmony in this reflection, imagining that ideas, emotions, and intentions ripple gently within your awareness, forming patterns that echo the soft threads connecting the cosmos. There is no urgency, only gentle resonance. As you drift further into this meditation, you notice how inspiration flows. Sometimes it arises suddenly, seemingly from nowhere, yet often it is the product of subtle alignments, experiences, reflections, memories, and observations converging like entangled particles. You feel that your mind itself is a network, where connections form in quiet, patient ways, revealing insights and understanding without force. You rest in the soft rhythm of this internal conversation. You consider empathy and shared consciousness. Just as entangled particles respond to each other, humans sometimes sense the emotions or intentions of others across space and time. These connections are subtle, often imperceptible, yet real. You imagine the tender resonance between people, a gentle exchange of understanding and awareness that mirrors the quiet coherence of entangled systems. Awareness becomes both observer and participant, quietly shaping and reflecting patterns of thought and feeling. In your visualization, you see your own thoughts extending outward, intertwining with ideas from others, forming a soft network of shared understanding. You sense that communication, even when words are absent, carries subtle vibrations, a quiet echo of the patterns you have seen in quantum entanglement. Each interaction becomes a gentle dialogue, where attention, presence, and awareness flow like light along invisible threads. You feel this resonance within your own awareness, calm and unhurried. You notice that the mind's entanglements are not strictly linear. Ideas influence each other indirectly, often across time or through subtle connections. Memory, imagination, and anticipation all intermingle, creating patterns that are intricate yet fluid. You feel a tender appreciation for the complexity of consciousness, realizing that the same principles that allow distant particles to resonate may also allow thoughts and emotions to interweave softly, forming coherent yet delicate patterns. You reflect on creativity. Insights often emerge when separate ideas, experiences, or observations align unexpectedly. In this sense, the mind is like a laboratory of entangled possibilities, where connections are not dictated but discovered. You sense that curiosity, attention, and openness allow these subtle links to reveal themselves, much as careful measurement in physics reveals correlations between distant particles. There is a quiet joy in this realization, a meditative appreciation for the gentle dance of awareness. As you drift further, you notice the interplay of solitude and connection. Even in quiet moments of reflection, your mind resonates with prior experiences, inspirations, and external influences. Awareness reaches outward, touching ideas and feelings beyond immediate perception. You feel that consciousness is not isolated but softly entangled with itself and with others, a tender network of influence and resonance that mirrors the universe's subtle patterns. You consider the patience required to perceive these connections. Just as entangled particles reveal correlations only under careful observation, so too must you approach your own awareness with gentle attention. Observation need not be hurried or forceful. It is the quiet act of noticing, reflecting, and aligning with the natural flow of thought. Each gentle breath, each soft pause, allows you to trace the subtle threads linking ideas, memories, and feelings, deepening your sense of coherence and unity. You imagine the gentle harmony of a collective consciousness. When multiple minds engage with openness and attention, a shared resonance emerges. Insights ripple from one mind to another, subtle alignments occur, and understanding grows without effort or pressure. You sense that this shared entanglement is not mystical but natural, a reflection of the same quiet principles you have observed in particles and cosmic threads. Connection becomes both tangible and gentle, a rhythm of awareness that does not demand force. You notice the beauty of subtlety. Just as quantum correlations are delicate yet profound, so too are the links between thoughts, emotions, and inspirations. Awareness does not need to grasp every detail. It is enough to sense the patterns, feel the resonance, and rest within the gentle flow of interconnection. You feel a tender serenity, a soft alignment with the rhythm of your own consciousness and with the subtle entanglements that exist around you. And as you rest in this reflection, a gentle thought arises. If the mind can echo the quiet harmony of entangled particles, how might awareness nurture these delicate connections, tracing subtle threads of understanding and empathy across both self and others? You begin by settling into quiet stillness, noticing the rhythm of your own breath. Each inhale invites awareness to expand gently. Each exhale releases tension, opening space for contemplation. In this calm, you turn your attention to the unseen, the vast majority of reality that exists quietly, without fanfare, yet shapes every experience. You feel a soft curiosity as your mind drifts toward the hidden patterns, the subtle threads of connection that are always present, even when invisible. In your imagination, you picture the quantum world, where particles exist in delicate superpositions, their states intertwined and entangled. You sense the quiet beauty of this hidden order, a silent structure underlying the apparent randomness of life. These particles whisper of unity and coherence, their subtle correlations invisible to the naked eye yet profoundly real. You rest in the gentle assurance that much of the universe operates beyond immediate perception, yet contributes to the harmony of all that exists. You reflect on how this hidden beauty mirrors your own mind. Thoughts, emotions, and intentions often arise without announcement, influencing your awareness and decisions in subtle ways. Just as quantum particles entangle without observation, your own awareness resonates with ideas and feelings that may appear invisible at first. You feel a tender intimacy in recognizing that much of life's meaning and coherence exists quietly, just beneath the surface, inviting gentle attention and contemplation. Your awareness drifts outward, toward the broader universe. Stars shimmer across vast distances, and yet most of the cosmos is invisible to human eyes. Dark matter and dark energy dominate the structure of galaxies, their presence inferred only through subtle effects on motion and light. You sense the quiet majesty in this hidden scaffolding, a reminder that the universe is far richer than what is immediately visible. Each glimpse of light, each ripple in space, hints at the deeper beauty that lies beyond perception. You imagine the soft interplay of light and information. Photons travel across interstellar distances, carrying subtle clues about the stars, galaxies, and planets they encounter. Gravity shapes the orbits of unseen planets, guiding motions with silent precision. You feel a deep calm as your mind traces these invisible patterns, noticing that the universe's beauty often lies in what is not directly seen. There is a tender harmony in the unseen, an elegance that does not demand attention but offers itself gently to those who pause and notice. You consider the human experience of invisibility in daily life. Emotions, memories, and connections often exist quietly, affecting you in ways that are not always visible. A kind thought, a fleeting intuition, or a silent inspiration may guide action, much like unseen particles guiding the unfolding of events. You sense that paying attention to these invisible threads cultivates awareness, empathy, and understanding, offering a meditation on the quiet forces that shape both mind and world. In your reflection, you notice how science itself engages with the unseen. Experiments, observations, and instruments allow humans to infer what cannot be directly perceived. Telescopes reveal galaxies across billions of light-years. Detectors trace particles that flicker in and out of existence. You feel a gentle alignment with this process, sensing that curiosity and awareness can extend perception into subtle realms. The unseen is not frightening or empty. It is a domain of potential, a landscape rich with patterns, resonance, and harmony. You imagine the interplay between visibility and understanding. Even when elements remain hidden, their effects ripple outward, shaping experience and perception. You sense that what is unseen does not diminish significance. On the contrary, it enhances wonder. Just as entangled particles connect across distance, unseen patterns in the universe influence events, consciousness, and awareness, creating a quiet symphony of interdependence. Each subtle effect adds depth and texture to the cosmos, inviting meditation rather than urgency. Your awareness drifts inward again, toward your own consciousness. You notice subtle thoughts and feelings arising, entangled with memories, senses, and reflections. These internal threads mirror the quantum and cosmic patterns you have explored, invisible yet influential. You feel a sense of gentle intimacy with your own mind, recognizing that much of your awareness operates quietly, guided by invisible currents of connection, insight, and intuition. The mind becomes a universe in miniature, with its own delicate, unseen beauty. You reflect on how attention shapes awareness. By observing gently, you bring the unseen into a soft focus, allowing recognition without disruption. Entanglement, coherence, and subtle patterns reveal themselves to those who pause patiently, without urgency. You feel that the act of noticing the unseen, in both the cosmos and consciousness, is itself a form of meditation, a quiet celebration of hidden elegance. The beauty of the universe, and of your own mind, unfolds gently for those who are willing to watch with care and presence. You imagine the cosmos as a vast, invisible tapestry, where threads of energy, matter, and information interweave beyond perception. These threads are not chaotic. They are patterned, resonant, and purposeful in their own quiet way. You feel your awareness floating among them, tracing their curves, sensing their subtle harmonies, and resting in the gentle truth that the universe is rich and coherent even where it is unseen. Each pattern, each correlation, whispers a reminder that calm, curiosity, and reflection are enough to engage with the profound mysteries of existence. And as your mind drifts among these invisible threads, a tender question arises. If much of the universe's beauty is unseen, how might you attune your awareness to sense it, letting curiosity, serenity, and gentle attention guide your understanding? You begin by closing your eyes and inhaling slowly, feeling your chest rise gently, then exhaling with a soft release. In this quiet rhythm, you sense the hum of the universe, subtle and continuous, as though every star, particle, and wave contributes to a gentle lullaby. Each vibration, each resonance, is part of a vast symphony, quiet yet profound, enfolding you in the calm intimacy of existence. You feel the patterns of entanglement ripple softly, threading unseen connections through space and time, like whispers that travel without urgency. Your awareness drifts toward the stars, scattered across the night sky, each a source of both light and subtle rhythm. You imagine the trillions of particles dancing, their movements woven into an intricate melody that stretches across galaxies. Even as you lie in stillness, you sense that your presence resonates with this cosmic music. Your breath, your heartbeat, and your awareness echo the gentle pulse of the universe, a soft alignment that requires nothing but quiet attention. In your meditation, you picture the threads of entanglement extending outward, linking distant particles and systems in delicate coherence. These threads hum invisibly, yet their effects are profound. You imagine their vibrations forming a lullaby, a calm song that binds the cosmos together. It is a song not of noise, but of quiet, measured resonance. Each subtle interaction contributes to the greater harmony, each unseen connection part of a melody that enfolds you, carrying your mind gently along its waves. You feel the rhythm of cause and effect, the ebb and flow of energy, and the soft coherence of patterns that underlie the apparent chaos of the cosmos. Even the smallest particle participates in the grand symphony, each movement a note, each interaction a phrase. You sense that nothing is wasted, that each contribution, no matter how subtle, enhances the total harmony. And in this understanding, your mind finds ease, a profound calm in the knowledge that the universe operates with a quiet, tender order. Your thoughts drift to the human mind, reflecting the cosmic patterns you observe. Ideas, emotions, and intentions ripple softly, forming interwoven harmonies that mirror entanglement on a personal scale. You notice that awareness itself resonates, touching memories, dreams, and perceptions, creating subtle patterns that echo the universe's own song. Each quiet reflection, each gentle insight, is a note in the ongoing melody, part of a rhythm that requires nothing but your patient attention. You imagine the flow of light and information across cosmic distances. Photons travel billions of years, particles interact, and entanglement maintains subtle correlations, all forming a vast, intricate music that is both ongoing and ever-present. You feel that by simply noticing these patterns, by allowing your awareness to attune to the subtle rhythms of the cosmos, you participate in this lullaby. It is not something to master or control. It is something to listen to rest within, and to feel as part of your own breathing and heartbeat. You notice how your body responds to this awareness. Muscles relax, thoughts slow, and a gentle sense of security arises. You feel your mind aligning with the universe's rhythm, floating among the patterns of light, energy, and entanglement. Each inhale brings a sense of presence, each exhale releases tension, letting the cosmic lullaby carry you softly. You sense that the universe is both vast and intimate, its song encompassing everything from the smallest particles to the farthest galaxies. In your meditation, you consider how the unseen threads of connection link not only particles but experiences, perceptions, and awareness. There is a gentle correspondence between the structures of the cosmos and the networks of the mind. Insights emerge without force, feelings ripple without urgency, and understanding arises as a soft reflection of entangled harmony. You rest in this realization, sensing that awareness itself can float within this song, attuning to its soft cadence without needing to grasp or control. You imagine time as part of the melody, stretching and folding in patterns that echo across both the mind and universe. Past, present, and future intertwine, forming phrases in the cosmic lullaby that carry meaning across ages. You feel that your own awareness can harmonize with these patterns, attuning to their quiet flow, noticing subtle correlations, and resting within the ongoing music. Curiosity, calm, and reflection blend seamlessly, creating a gentle immersion into the rhythm of existence. As your attention lingers, you feel a tender intimacy with the vastness around you. Every star, every particle, every silent interaction hums a message of coherence, of subtle unity. You sense that by embracing the lullaby, you participate in a shared resonance that is at once cosmic and personal. The universe does not demand attention. It invites it gently, allowing you to float in awareness, feeling part of something larger, quieter, and profoundly comforting. You reflect on the harmony of life, noticing that moments of stillness reveal deeper patterns. Connections that are invisible in the rush of activity become perceptible in meditation, revealing how everything is intertwined. You feel a sense of gratitude for the quiet elegance of these patterns, allowing curiosity and reflection to coexist with serenity. The universe's lullaby is not loud or insistent. It is a gentle presence, offering comfort, insight, and quiet wonder without effort or expectation. And as your mind drifts further into this meditation, a soft question arises. If the universe hums continuously, weaving patterns of light, matter, and entanglement, how might you continue to align your awareness with its quiet rhythm, letting the cosmic lullaby guide both thought and rest? You begin by drawing a long, gentle breath, letting your body settle into a state of complete relaxation. Each inhale invites calm. Each exhale releases tension and awareness of the day. You feel yourself drifting inward, toward a quiet space where thoughts, sensations, and perceptions move with soft fluidity. The cosmos surrounds you, not as distant points of light, but as a gentle presence, cradling your mind in its vast embrace. Your awareness drifts among the stars, tracing their soft glow, each one a reminder of the vast, intricate networks that connect everything in the universe. Light travels slowly, yet surely, weaving threads of energy and information through space. You sense these connections as gentle hums, resonances that echo not only across galaxies but also within your own consciousness. You rest in this awareness, feeling that the universe's patterns are a tender extension of your own inner rhythm. You contemplate the quiet intimacy of entanglement. Particles separated by unimaginable distances remain subtly connected, their states influencing one another in ways that seem miraculous yet entirely natural. You imagine this invisible web extending outward, linking stars, planets, and galaxies, carrying subtle signals of coherence across the void. As your mind follows these delicate threads, you feel a deep calm, knowing that connection is woven into the very fabric of existence, even where perception cannot reach. Your attention shifts to time and space. Both feel soft, flexible, and expansive, no longer rigid or constraining. Moments drift like clouds, overlapping and folding into one another, carrying subtle echoes of events past and present. You sense that even as the universe evolves and ages, it does so with a quiet rhythm, a slow pulse that you can attune to with ease and patience. Each breath you take resonates with this cosmic tempo, creating a gentle harmony between your body, mind, and the universe. You notice the interplay of light and shadow, of energy and matter. Every photon, every particle contributes to the larger pattern, creating a tapestry that is intricate yet serene. You sense that observation itself is a gentle participation in this ongoing process, and by resting your awareness in quiet attention, you become attuned to the subtle currents of influence that flow through everything. It is not necessary to grasp or understand fully. It is enough to float with the rhythm, to feel the gentle interconnections around and within you. You imagine drifting through the cosmos, weightless, moving softly among galaxies, nebulae, and distant stars. Each step is a gentle exploration, each motion aligned with the natural flow of energy and time. You feel the universe responding not with pressure or haste but with a tender patience, allowing you to trace its patterns at your own pace. The vastness is comforting rather than intimidating, a serene reminder that you are part of a larger, coherent whole. In this meditative state, you reflect on the human desire for understanding. Curiosity, wonder, and imagination have guided exploration from the smallest particles to the farthest stars. Yet you realize that comprehension is not the goal. Participation is. By aligning your awareness with the quiet rhythms of the universe, by breathing with its subtle cadence, you experience connection, harmony, and calm. Insight arises gently, without force, like the soft glow of dawn on the horizon of awareness. You sense the merging of consciousness and cosmos. Thoughts, emotions, and perceptions blend with the subtle currents of energy and matter. You feel that your awareness is both contained and expansive, intimate and universal. Each heartbeat, each breath, and each gentle thought resonates in alignment with the cosmic web, echoing patterns that have existed since the beginning of time. You rest in the tender unity of self and universe, allowing the mind to drift effortlessly through these interwoven layers of existence. As your mind drifts towards sleep, you notice the soft dissolution of distinctions. Distance and time blur, matter and energy merge, observer and observed intertwine. You sense that everything, stars, particles, thoughts, and dreams, flows within a continuous, gentle melody. You are immersed in this lullaby, held safely by the tender patterns of the universe, carried toward rest without resistance or effort. You feel the night enveloping you completely, carrying awareness into a serene space where questions and answers, presence and distance, all coexist quietly. Every subtle thread of entanglement, every whisper of light, and every pulse of energy contributes to a lullaby that soothes the mind and relaxes the body. You sense that sleep is not an end but a continuation of alignment, a soft merging with the cosmic rhythm that surrounds and permeates everything. And as your awareness softens, you realize that the universe, in all its complexity and subtlety, hums a gentle lullaby just for you. You rest in this harmony, ready to drift into dreams, carried on invisible currents of connection, light, and calm.